Thomas Paine, Sam Adams, Benjamin Franklin. These men spoke up for what they thought was right. From their courage came such documents as the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. From their willingness to speak what was sometimes unpopular but right, we enjoy such liberties as freedom of speech, the right to keep and bear arms, and freedom of religion. There are those who still wish to oppress our freedoms, and there are still patriots willing to stand up and defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Men like Zeb Bell, who honor our founding fathers and what they stood for. It's now time for Zeb at the Ranch, speaking up and defending your freedoms. Brought to you by Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers and all of the other great advertisers on the program. And now, Zeb Bell.
May your hearts be lifted in praise this Christmas for the wonderful gift of Jesus and the joy that he brings to our lives. Have a wonderful Christmas and a blessed New Year. And you can sign Zeb and Deanne Bell to you and all your family. God bless you. Here comes Kate Smith, and God bless America. Good morning. We need a pledger with our Pledge of Allegiance. Call in now. Good morning. Oh, thank you very much, and good morning. I'm Zeb Bell at Zeb at the Ranch, and, of course, brought to you by our major sponsors, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers, all 7 locations serving you. Along with, as I have that little cough again this morning, pardon me, hold on a second. Excuse me. Along with some of our great advertisers like Western Way Services, always at your disposal. Wheels, I have here in my studio a young lady that's going to give our Pledge of Allegiance. So would you apologize to the person that may be on the phone? We're going to do it right here. How's that?
That's perfectly fine. I was going to do the pledge this morning, so she can go right ahead. All
right. We have with us a very special guest that is a member of our great United States Navy. She is a CE3, and she's from Sacramento, California. Her name is Santana Marin. Is that correct? Hold that microphone up, Santana. And she is the granddaughter to one of my dearest friends, George Mass. So, Santana, give us the pledge, please. Go ahead.
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, for liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, and we're going to have more with Santana and George in just a few minutes, but right now it's time for our weather forecast. Holy cow, it's brought to you by Cheney Flooring and Home Design, 1228 Oakley Avenue in Burley. Look for the blue door. Don't forget, they've got all your home decor items for Christmas, and the carpet and the flooring and the kitchen's construction, and you be sure and stop down and see them. They wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas. Right now, here is the weather.
Here's your weather as we move one day closer into Christmas Eve. Of course, Zeb at the Ranch, and we do have a winter weather advisory in effect through 11 o'clock tonight. If you're thinking about driving somewhere, please be careful. Extremely windy conditions. Gusts possible 50 to 60 miles an hour. Looking at possible more snow in the forecast as well. Partly cloudy, high of 28, tonight low of 20. Tomorrow, 1 to 3 inches of snow is expected. Winds will be dying down. Expect a high of 30 with an overnight low of 18. Christmas Day, cloudy skies, slight chance of snow showers, high of 23 with an overnight low of 12. And then for Saturday, cloudy skies and 16. Yesterday's high was 34, and the overnight low was 29. That's your weather for Zeb at the Ranch.
Gina, thank you very much. Weather forecast brought to you again by Cheney Flooring and Home Design at 1228 Oakley Avenue in Burley. Look for the blue door, and they wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas. You know, I am blessed. This is our Christmas special, and we've invited a lot of people to come by and partake of our open house today. Naturally, George Mass is here. George, one of my dearest friends, and I did say something like 2 words that draws him like a magnet, free food, and that's why he's here this morning. George, good morning to you.
Good morning, Zeb, and yes, your counter's loaded with goodies.
Yes, it is, and my problem is I can't partake of the food while I'm on the air for the next 3 hours. flowers. Now, doggone it, leave one of those cinnamon rolls for me.
How about if I just help you out and eat maybe some of yours?
No, did you bring some food?
Yeah, we brought some salami cheese.
Did you really? No,
Yes.
that's nice. That's kind of I don't know. That's making inroads with the head chef out there. You brought some food, so that means you can really fill your plate up.
Well, when you go to dealing, you always want to start at the top, and I figure she's in control.
There you go. George, it is so nice to have you here, and I'm going to intersperse our conversation with a little bit of our paid commercial announcements, but Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Zeb. From my family to yours, I hope all your blessings are blessed.
Well, we are blessed because we have friends like you and friends like my audience and everything, and I thank you for bringing this lovely young lady with us, Santana Marin, and she's with the United States Navy. The Navy seems to run in your family, Georgie.
It does. Donna and I was talking last night. From between her family and my family, we've had in all branches of service except the Coast Guard.
You're kidding.
Really heavy in the Navy.
Oh, my goodness. All right, anchors away, my friend. There you go.
You got it. And I was talking to my granddaughter coming up. They used to call them waves, women, sailors.
Yeah.
She says, not anymore. They're just all sailors.
She looks like, and I don't mean to embarrass her, but I'm going to be really honest. I judge people on the outer exterior and then also their personality. She's a little fireball. I can see that.
Yeah, we're proud of her.
And not a person that one would want to come up and try to treat like a wilting flower.
No, we talked about coming up here that in the military, the women still has to prove themselves, which is wrong.
Yeah.
They're not treated equal. And she says, I busted my butt. And she says, to prove myself. And I says, don't stand by nobody. She's as good as any of them.
She's not going to. I can tell. You are probably what, Santana? Maybe about 5'2", 5'3". Is that right? Hold the mic up there.
Yes, I'm 5'2".
And you're kind of like a little human dynamo. I could see that when you walked in. You got that kind of a cocky attitude. I love it. I love it. That's not anything denigrating. I love people that are self-assured, and I can see it. I can hear it in your voice. If there's anything I can't stand in the radio business, is to have wilting flowers come on my program and sit there, and when you ask them a question, they go, I don't know. You're not like that. Okay, Navy, why did you choose it? Real quick, tell us.
Well, both of my grandfathers are in the Navy, and I was actually in a program called Sea Cadets growing up. So it was a junior Navy program where we actually did like basic trainings and the actual trainings you would do in the Navy. And since I was 14, I was just like, yep, I'm going in the Navy.
Really?
And here I am.
Now, this is a Christmas program, and what's it like? You probably have missed some Christmases at home, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Now, what's it like being home for Christmas, per se?
It's amazing.
Okay.
It feels great to be with family, finally, and I haven't actually been back home here for 4 years, so it's like a little nerve-wracking to be here because it's kind of like everything's changed, but it really hasn't, and it's just amazing.
Draw a line of, now you were born and raised where?
In Sacramento, California.
Sacramento, California. And your family's there, right?
Yes, my dad's side of the family is there.
Okay, and then you have Grandpa up here in Rupert, okay? Now, how long has it been since you've sat around at Grandpa's house for Christmas?
3.
For Christmas?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow. Long time, huh?
Really long time.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. Look at him beam over there. He looks like an old fat Cheshire cat over there. Holy cow.
I'm very proud of this young gal. 3 years ago, she was home during the summer.
Really?
That's the last time I've seen her, yeah.
I can see the pride all over your face, Grandpa.
Yeah, she's my little sailor.
Oh, my goodness sakes.
I'm blessed. I've got my granddaughter, and I've got a niece that just made chief in the Navy in
really?
In Panama City, Florida.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I got to take a commercial break here, and then I'm going to ask her what it's like to be in the armed forces during Christmas, okay? All right, stand by, everybody. We'll be right back. And don't forget Denny's Restaurant. Now, George, I know that you'll agree with this. We had a fantastic Christmas party over at Denny's the other day, didn't we?
Did, too, and had good breakfast the next day also.
Oh, boy, did we ever. And that waitress, I want you to repeat what she said.
Yeah, she'd come up to get her order. Put a lump in my throat. I had my proud to be a veteran Navy hat on.
Yes.
And before she took my order, she says, "Thank you for my freedom."
I just about fell out of the chair. I was so proud to hear that. I said that on the radio the other day, too.
I heard that. But
my.
It means a lot.
Oh, my. Well, it was great food, great times, great people at Denny's Restaurant, 611 Overland in Burley. And they've got another location at 291 Pole Line Road in Twin Falls. You be sure and stop in and see Thomas and the whole crew right now. What a great day to stop in for all the last-minute Christmas shoppers. And, George, your mic's on. And stop in, you last-minute Christmas shoppers, and enjoy the great food and the people at Denny's Restaurant. Oh, breakfast, lunch, and dinner at America's Diner. Denny's in Burley at 611 Overland and 291 Pole Line Road in Twin Falls. Also, I want to wish the Ramseys over at Ramsey Heating and Electric a very Merry Christmas this morning at 2600 Overland Avenue in Burley. Number to call 678-0459. They're open 7:30 to 5 Monday through Friday, and they've got all your heating and electrical needs. And remember, they can provide warm winters and cool summers at Ramsey Heating and Electric. We're on the air with our Christmas show this morning, and I want to just say this. I grew up, as you may or may not know, in a rural area of southeastern Wisconsin, near the town of Fort Atkinson, and I attended a country school, Curtis Mills School, for all 8 grades. That's, you probably don't even remember hearing people that went all 8 grades to an old country school. I did. Christmas was so special back then at that little one-room schoolhouse with all 8 grades inside with our Christmas pageants and everything. And calls will be welcome if you would like to share some of your favorite Christmas memories today as we celebrate Christmas. Don't forget, too, Colonel Dale and the crew down at the Book Plaza at 222 West 11th Street in Burley. Yes, sirree, Colonel Dale and the rest of the crew with all the books, the gifts, and the jewelry. And I really think they're going to probably have that drawing either today or tomorrow for the person that's going to win a whole bunch of gifts and prizes and cash and everything for that special registration. Get in there at the Book Plaza, 222 West 11th Street in Burley. And Colonel Dale and the crew wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas. All right. Santana, I love that name, Santana. How did your parents come up with that name for you? Give us a little background on that first name.
Well, there's not really anything special to it. My mom really liked the soap opera from like the 70s or 80s, and there was somebody named Santana, and that's where my name came from.
I thought maybe you were named after the guitarist in the band.
Unfortunately not. I mean, he is like a legend, so I kind of wish that's where my name came from.
Yeah, but tell everybody, nobody's going to know the difference, for heaven's sakes.
That is true. I could have just totally said that.
All right, we've got a caller with a question or a response. Go ahead, caller, you're on the air.
Well, Merry Christmas, Mr. Bell.
Well, you know what? This lady sounds familiar. It sounds like Grandma Mass. How you doing?
Yes, it is. You know what? We have 9 granddaughters and 5 grandsons, and we are proud of all of them. But you know what? We're extra special proud of Santana. She's come through a lot of obstacles to be where she is today, and most people would have given up. So we're proud of her, we love her, and we're so glad she's home for Christmas.
No, you know what? And the biggest obstacle of all is sitting next to George right now, isn't it?
You have to put up with Grandpa.
Into every life a little rain must fall, but in Santana's life this morning, sitting next to Grandpa, she's sitting next to a cloudburst. I had to throw that in.
You're right. And I think he's probably more proud. Well, I don't think he's more proud of her than I am, but
I have never seen him smile like this. I could save on my electrical bill right now and turn the lights off, and it'd still be bright in here with all of his grinners. He's just sitting there smiling and smiling. He's pretty proud of her.
I'll bet he is.
Merry Christmas.
Have a great day and a Merry Christmas. And Santana, I love you, and I'll see you later.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you, Donna. What was it like, Santana, joining the military and knowing that you're the first rung on the ladder and you're certainly not going to get any extracurricular activities given to you or afforded to you when you first start out? What's it like missing Christmas for the first time when you're in the Navy?
For me, I was actually on deployment during Christmas, and like my first Christmas missing home. And it was tough. I called everybody in my family, and I've got a pretty big family, so it's hard to talk to every person.
Really?
But I miss each and every one of them, and all of them hold a place in my heart, so it's hard to not always be able to talk to them. It's hard enough being gone on deployment. It's harder during the holidays, and I mean, my dinner was literally pizza and beer, and we watched shows all night. Like, that was Christmas for me, and definitely nothing traditional, so it was hard. Missed that a lot.
Are there a lot of young ladies in the Navy?
In the Navy, probably. In the Seabees, there's only 1% of females.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you are at this point in your career with the Navy, you're kind of the only flower in a bunch of weeds, right? Is that a good way to put it? Does that make it harder or easier?
It can be hard sometimes because as a female, you've really got to prove yourself. And, I mean, even though there's all this equality stuff, it's still super hard. I've had to work my butt off to get to where I am and to actually promote to where I am. And I've held positions that E5s usually hold as an E3. So it's hard. I think it's harder for females than it is for guys. Guys come in and they've already got a good head on their shoulders according to everybody else, and they're already a hard worker according to everybody else. And I've had people look at me and tell me to carry the light stuff, and I'll turn around and pick up the heavy stuff because I got to prove that I'm just as good as all those guys.
Now, what's your rank?
I am now an E4.
And give us, for my benefit in the audience, what does that mean, an E4?
I'm a petty officer, 3rd class.
So do you have people saluting you?
No, I'm not an officer.
George always tells me I got to salute him. How come?
Yeah, but you don't listen.
I don't. Okay. So you do have people under your command, though, in a way, don't you?
Yes. Right now I am what's called a grenadier, so I'm right under my first class squad leader, and then we've got our fire team leaders and the rest of the squad. But I've had times where I've been able to actually teach other people right out of A school how to work the generators and things like that, which is always an awesome experience, knowing that I'm helping them learn something new and helping them with their job to get a better eval and all that stuff.
Now, when you have Christmas away and you're in the Navy, and what about the ship that you're on? Do they try to be accommodating to Christmas?
I actually never go on a ship.
Oh, really?
Because the Seabees were ground... we're construction workers, basically.
So now do you fly over to your next deployment?
Yes.
I see.
So, which is pretty awesome. I've been able to fly on many different aircrafts, which is a even better experience. And
besides that, it's quicker.
Yes, definitely.
If I can just jump in here for a second. With Santana taking in the Seabees, that is really the grunt work, construction work. And that's a very... intense labor force, and that's why there's not very many women in that.
I see.
And my hat is off to her to step up.
But now you're in the electrical aspects of it, right?
Yes, I am. However, in the Seabees, we do everybody's job. So
really?
I know how to
you know how to pick up a hammer and go to work?
Oh, yeah. I know how to do framing, drywall, carpet,
Okay,
wood.
now after the program, we need to have a visit. I need some work done out in my barn. I've got to have a door fixed on my garage. How long are you going to be here for?
Until the 5th of January.
Okay, we've got time. I'll get the lumber. Okay. I tell you what, I'm going to do a couple of commercials and then a little Christmas story here this morning, so stay tuned for that. I want to remind everybody, Merry Christmas wishes this morning, and we certainly say thank you to AMI at 719 Overland Avenue in Burley with Alan, Corey, Eric, and Rob. They say, hey, we got that big 28-foot wrench over our door. You'll come in and go nuts over our bolts. They've got it all for you at AMI. Merry Christmas. Along with Streamline Precision with Tim and the crew at 120 South, 100 West of Burley. The number to call, 678-9204. All of your manufacturing and contracting, they can build dairies, grain bins, you bet, storage, everything at Streamline Precision. Merry Christmas. And Golden Valley Warehouse, my goodness, they're busy. At 468 West, 1000 South of Burley. And don't forget, the whole crew says thank you to all their customers. And the number to call, Golden Valley Warehouse, 678-7324. Wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas. Also, real quick, I want to tell you that on Tuesdays, our dear friends over at Minnecasia Sales bring you Dr. History, and that's a segment from 10:06 to 10:30. Minnecasia Sales, 1321 East Main Street in Burley. Therapy, and they've got everything you need. Stop in and check out the inventory, and old Zach will take you by the hand and say, hey, over here, we got the lumber, over here, we got the carpet. We've got it all for you at Mini-Cassia Sales. Wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas. I'm going to do a little Christmas story right now, so I'm sure that a lot of you folks have heard me do this one before on the radio. A young and successful executive was traveling down a neighborhood street, going a little bit too fast in his brand new Jaguar. He was watching for kids darting out from between parked cars and slowed down when he thought he saw something. As his car passed, no children appeared. Instead, a brick smashed into the Jag's side door. He slammed on the brakes and drove the Jaguar back to the spot where the brick had been thrown. The angry driver then jumped out of the car, grabbed the nearest kid, and pushed him up against a parked car, shouting, "What was that all about, and who are you?" "Well, just what the heck are you doing? That's a brand new car, and that brick you threw is going to cost a lot of money. Why'd you do it?" The young boy was very apologetic. "Please, mister, please, I'm sorry. I didn't know what else to do," he pleaded. "I threw the brick because no one else would stop." And with tears dripping down his face and off his chin, the youth pointed to a spot just around a parked car. "It's my brother," he said. "He rolled off the curb and fell out of his wheelchair, and I can't lift him up here in this bitter cold." Now sobbing, the boy asked the stunned executive, "Would you please help me get him back into his wheelchair? He's hurt, and he's too heavy for me." Moved beyond words, the driver tried to swallow the rapidly swelling lump in his throat. He hurriedly lifted the handicapped boy back into the wheelchair and then took out his fancy handkerchief and dabbed at the fresh scrapes and cuts. A quick look told him everything was going to be okay. "Thank you, and may God bless you," the grateful young man told the stranger. Too shook up for words, the man simply watched the boy push his wheelchair-bound brother down the sidewalk toward their home. It was a long, slow walk back to the Jaguar. The damage was very noticeable, but the driver never bothered to repair the dented side door. He kept the dent there to remind him of this message: don't go through life so fast that when someone has to throw a brick at you to get your attention. God whispers in our souls and speaks to our hearts sometimes when we don't have time to listen. He has to throw a brick at us. It's our choice, and Merry Christmas.
That's a moving story, isn't it?
Oh, my. I have a hard time getting through that one, and I've got many more here this morning. Merry Christmas to everybody. Quick word, and I'll be right back, and we'll have more, of course, with our guests. I want to remind you about Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation with Nick Greenwell and all of the physical therapists over there. They do a wonderful job at 1263 Bennett Avenue, Suite 2 in Burley. And, of course, all the sports medicine, all the exercising, and, of course, the hydrotherapy pool. And they can help you get back to being and feeling like you. Call for an appointment today, 678-1191. 678-1191. Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation. You know, when you have those quiet times in the Navy and it's a holiday, what are you thinking about? Oh, what the family's doing back home?
Sometimes. I mean, if you can get yourself distracted with the people around you, there's a lot of camaraderie when you're on a deployment because everybody's going through the same thing. Nobody's home for the holidays, so we're all kind of homesick.
So there's kind of comfort in numbers.
Yes. So that's always nice. You know, you've got people to sit down and watch a movie with and still do like the Christmas movies and stuff like that you would do home. It's just not that Christmas dinner. So, I mean, it's hard and it's tough. You definitely miss the family and you miss the traditions with any family you've been with.
Right.
But you make your own traditions in the military with your
By the way, real
friends.
quick question. How's the food in the Navy? Ooh, there's a wrinkling of her smile.
Remember, honey, I was a cook.
I know, and it was probably a lot better when you were in. I've actually been told right now I am stationed. No, that means you were a really good cook, so you were doing a good job. I'm actually stationed in Gulfport, Mississippi, and I really hope that nobody from there is listening right now because I'm about to bash on them.
Oh, we're on the internet all over the world, by the way.
So, you see, I've actually had some of my higher-ups tell me that galley is worse than the ones in Afghanistan. And worse, I mean, to me, they're worse than MREs. I would rather eat an MRE all day than have that galley. I mean, and it's not so much that it's horrible. They have some good food, but oftentimes it's not. They're cooking for a large group of people, so sometimes it may not be cooked all the way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've gotten food poisoning once or twice from it, so I kind of just stopped going.
You're a good advertisement for people to try to recruit them for the Navy.
Well, I mean, you can get BAS. You don't take. I mean, you have enough money to pay for groceries if you want them, and you're not supposed to have hot plates in the rooms, but everybody gets them so they can cook. So, it's kind of, you still have opportunities to cook your own food and eat something healthier.
Boy, I asked her an easy question, and I got a 5-minute dissertation about get your own stove, lady. George, how was the food when you were in there? I mean, what did you think? Now, you're prejudiced because you're a cook. You were a cook.
Yes, but also I was a dry land sailor, spent 2 years in Monterey, California, 2 years in Kodiak, Alaska.
Okay.
The food is a lot different where you're...
What do you mean different?
Stateside, like we'd cook steak.
Easier to get items that you want?
Yeah, fresher supply.
I would imagine, I've never been in the Navy, but I've heard other people talk about this, that once you're out at sea, you basically have to eat what's on the ship, and that might be limited.
It is, and just like with my granddaughter getting deployed, food over there, they bring it in, like with this gentleman we had here the other day, they come back from Hawaii.
Yeah.
They load up, they bring the food in for 6 months. You eat high on the hog, and as it gets down to the end of the
hog,
pretty quick. You get what's left over.
Yeah.
So but stateside, the food was really good when I was in there.
I tell you what, I'd really like to have is calls coming in now at 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587, and wish people Merry Christmas. Maybe you want to wish your grandson a Merry Christmas, or maybe a wife wants to wish her husband a Merry Christmas. All of this, come on, open up the phone lines and give us a call. While we have just a minute, I also want to remind you about Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids and the lovely Dr. Christine Pickup, and they're located across from the Minidoka Memorial Hospital, and that is, of course, where they're located to serve you with hearing screenings. If you're noticing your hearing's a little bit touchy, maybe you better get in there and have a hearing screening. Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids. Number to call for an appointment, 312-0957, and Dr. Pickup would like to extend to you and yours a very Merry Christmas. I have, George, you like to eat at Christmas time, I know, because
that's just one of many times, yes.
I have some information for you about holiday eating tips. Are you ready for this?
I'm going to regret this.
Oh,
yes.
I know you're going to regret it, but you're going to listen to it anyway. All the people out in the audience this morning, if you're going to a Christmas party or a New Year's party, always remember, avoid carrot sticks. Never eat carrot sticks. Anybody who puts carrots on a holiday buffet table knows nothing of the Christmas spirit. In fact, if you see carrots, leave immediately. Go next door where they're serving delicious rum balls, okay? Remember that. All right. Drink as much eggnog as you can. This is another eating and drinking tip. And quickly, because eggnog is very rare. You can't find it any other time of the year but right now during the Christmas season. So drink up. Who cares if it has 10,000 calories in every sip? It's not as if you're going to turn into an eggnog alcoholic or something. It's a treat. Enjoy it. Have one for me. Have two. Have three. It's later than you think. It's Christmas. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
All right. Now, here's another one. Do not, and this is very important, and Santana, remember this while you're home, do not have a snack before going to a Christmas party in an effort to control your eating. The whole point of going to a Christmas party is to eat other people's food for free, so eat as much as you want. How would you respond to that?
I mean, I guess that's a good idea, but I eat a lot anyway, so I'd probably be snacking and still eating a lot there.
All right, now
does that go for here too?
Yeah, George. Now this is something that's going to fit you, George, after Christmas. Under no circumstances should you exercise between now and New Year's. Don't do any of that. You can do that in January when you have nothing else to do. This is the time for long naps. That's why I mentioned your name, George, which you'll need after circling the buffet table table while carrying a 10-pound plate of food and that great big bottle of eggnog. There you go. That's George.
I've been in practice on that. I've been practicing for a couple of weeks.
I know you have. Merry Christmas, everybody. Give us a call at 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. Also, don't forget our friends at Berry Equipment and Rental with Eli, Nick, and the whole crew. My goodness sakes, they've got all the equipment to get the job done right. And right now they got a special, listen to this, for 2015. We're just in the last few days. They've got a Coyote tractor, CK30 for only $18,900. Hey, that is a super low price. You get in and check out all the equipment you need for the job that needs being done and done right. Berry Equipment and Rental with locations in Twin Falls, Jerome, and 159 West Highway 30 in Burley, where they wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas. Let's see what else. George, now, did you miss a lot of Christmases at home when you were in the Navy?
I missed 4 years of them.
4 years?
Yeah.
Okay. What was your first missing of Christmas like?
A lot of tears.
Really?
Yeah. We try to be macho, and my granddaughter will admit this too. There's nothing like being home at holidays, birthdays, your birthday,
Right.
something like that.
Right.
So you sit there and you get a little bit of feeling sorry for yourself. Why did I do this? It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
And like Santana said, you're not alone. You've got all your comrades there with you in the same boat. So, yeah.
I would imagine you try to be macho and kind of have the John Wayne swagger, but yet it's tough.
It's tough. It's tough. And where I was going through basic was the hardest. The airport, our barracks is right there in the runway, and every time a plane went off, I said, damn, I wish I was on that.
Speak up, George. Don't let your voice go down.
I'd always say, geez, I wish I was on that plane headed home,
Yeah.
But then that passed, and we went back on doing what was...
On the other side of the coin, though, what was it like when you had the first Christmas back at home after serving in the military?
Oh, about a fifth of Jim Beebe.
Thank you, George.
And Zeb, if I may, I'd like to take a moment and to wish Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of our comrades that's serving today.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of us deployed in harm's way. We got a lot of them stateside still not able to make it home. So let's keep them in our prayers. When we sit down for our Christmas dinner, let's say a prayer for them for their safety.
Amen. Amen. George, I asked Santana about the food, and she gave us a relatively interesting dissertation about how she didn't care for it. Now, you being a Navy cook, let's hear the other side of the story.
It is. When I was stationed in San Diego and also in Kodiak, Alaska, not San Diego, Monterey, they'd bring in...
I've been to Monterey.
Yeah, that's changed. I went back there 15 years later, and I couldn't find the place. But they brought in a lot of battle ration, K ration, C ration from World War II that we had to serve up. Oh, Lord. I wouldn't feed that dog. The dog would bite you.
The dog would run away.
Yeah. I'd get the cigarettes. I'd smoke cigarettes,
There you go. We got a caller with a question. Go ahead, caller. Thank you for a Merry Christmas wish. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, Merry Christmas to you, too. I was wondering what your guests thought about the firing of the admiral that tried to send the SEALs into Benghazi.
No, I'm not going to get into that this morning. We're not going to talk about anything political on the program this morning. We're going to leave it at Christmas, and I do appreciate it, and I extend to you and yours a very Merry Christmas. I'm not going to get into political or anything like that this morning. There's a time and a place for it, and today is Christmas programming, and I'm not going to get into anything political or whatever. So keep your remarks towards Christmas and towards family and towards what's going on right now, but not political this morning. George, who taught you to cook? The Navy?
The Navy did. I went to commissary school and got to kind of pat myself on the back on this. I was an E3 going to an E4 school down there, and I come out top of my class.
So you were the same rank as her?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have to cater to you, and you don't have to cater to her.
I got seniority.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's your house.
Yeah. Well, no, I got about 50 years seniority on her.
Now, really, as a cook, and you had to cook for what? How many numbers?
The most I had to cook for was about 600.
600 people.
Yeah.
Don't you? And hi, Jimmy and Frida just walked in. It's kind of like what Santana was saying, though. I mean, you're cooking in bulk, so sling it, baby.
Yeah, when you're cooking potatoes, you cook up 400 or 500 pounds at a time. You make a pot of chili. I remember I come home, my sister wanted to make some chili. By the time I got done, I had every pot in the house filled up with chili, because you're trying to scale back. You'd cook 50 pounds of beans at a while.
Oh, my God. And Navy chili, somehow the sound of it scares me.
Oh, it's good.
Santana's saying, don't eat it. Don't eat it. Oh, you like it?
No, that's probably one of the few things that I would definitely eat if they're serving it.
You surprised me. I thought maybe when you raised your eyebrows, you were going to go, don't touch the spoon.
No. Chili is always delicious. And you can always add hot sauce or seasoning to it, which makes it better. I love spicy food, so add hot sauce.
All right, let's take a caller with a question. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, we just wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Wait a minute. Now, I think this sounds like... Hey, Deanne, go listen to the radio real quick. Don't listen to anything else. I think you know these people. Strangers, enter and sign in, please. This wouldn't happen to be my son Jake with his oldest son Austin, would it?
It is. Hey, Merry Christmas, Austin.
Merry Christmas.
That a boy, Austin. Now, Austin, you haven't hit the red button for Christmas, have you?
Oh, he said, did you hit the red button?
No.
Okay, don't hit the red button. Well, I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Jake, I bet you're very busy right now with Christmas season and being a fireman up in Boise. How's it going so far?
It's good. It snowed a little bit last night, but we're having our Christmas today, so I got to work Christmas Eve and Christmas. Shanna has to work Christmas Day, so today's our day.
Well, my number one son, Jake, and Shanna, Austin, and how's old Mad Max doing this morning?
He's having more fun with the wrapping paper than anything else.
Okay, he's into the wrapping paper. Jake, God bless you, my dear son. Have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you.
All right, Merry Christmas to you guys.
All right, God bless. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Now, that made my whole Christmas right there, Jake giving us a call.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And also, we need to acknowledge our first responders. This time of year, they don't get a day off either.
Jake is in the Boise Fire Department, and he is now the main fire truck driver and also a member of the EMTs. And he gets called out a lot. I think the other day he said they had like 17 calls in his shift, and it's a very busy time of the year.
It is, and you got to take. People don't give them enough respect. They can be sitting down open Christmas morning, and they could leave in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. When that buzzer goes off, so do they. They're out of there.
They are, and they need to be commended for what they do.
And on behalf of his mother and I, every time we hear about something happening with the firemen anywhere across the country, our prayers go out to each and every one of them, policemen and firemen.
It is, and you see here so many times, everybody's running away from it, those boys are running to it.
Running right back to it, absolutely. Yeah. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Quickly, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, man. Hey, I wanted to bring up something that really got my ire up. So there in Rupert at the post office, where that person complained and got that nativity scene removed from the post office window?
Yeah, Rodney, I tell you what, this morning I'm going to try to keep everything on the lighter side. I'm absolutely going to attack, after this next week, I'm going to be attacking the freedom from religion people that caused this with one complaint. I'm going to go after them full bore on the program next week, but I'm not going to take my Christmas show and turn it into a political thing this morning, and I'll extend to you and yours a very Merry Christmas.
Okay, a Merry Christmas to you, and to our Lord Jesus Christ, I say happy birthday.
There you go. Thank you for your call. I appreciate it, my dear friend.
Okay.
I've got to get a weather forecast on here real quick, and it's brought to you by Mad River Laser at 502 East Street in Rupert, the lovely Nicole and the entire crew, and all your business awards, your year-end awards, all your promotional items for your business, everything at Mad River Laser. What a beautiful, beautiful business. You're going to really enjoy stopping in there. And right now, here is Gina with our weather.
Here's your weather as we move one day closer into Christmas Eve. Of course, Zeb at the Ranch, and we do have a winter weather advisory in effect through 11 o'clock tonight. If you're thinking about driving somewhere, please be careful. Extremely windy conditions, gusts possible 50 to 60 miles an hour. Looking at possible more snow in the forecast as well. Partly cloudy, high of 28, tonight low of 20. Tomorrow, 1 to 3 inches of snow is expected. Winds will be dying down. Expect a high of 30 with an overnight low of 18. Christmas Day, cloudy skies, slight chance of snow showers, high of 23 with an overnight low of 12. And then for Saturday, cloudy skies and 16. Yesterday's high was 34, and the overnight low was 29. That's your weather for 7th Ranch.
Gina, great job. Merry Christmas to you. And brought to everybody this hour by Mad River Laser at 502 East Street in Rupert. Thank you, Nicole, and the entire crew. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Jeb. Merry Christmas to you and your family, and to my father and all those who've helped. I honestly can tell you without a doubt in my mind there is the Lord Jesus Christ, and there is a God that has blessed me and many others in my life when times get hard or when we really need Him, and to have somebody try and tell us there's not, it's just impossible for me to see that way.
Oh, well said. Very well said. You know, Riley, you've been a great listener of this program for a long, long time, and I want to extend to you and your family and all your relatives, Merry, Merry Christmas. Thank you so much.
You do the same, and stay off these roads if you can. I'm out delivering, and I'm plowing snow and pushing wind, and it's pretty bad.
All right, my dear friend. Well, thank you. Thank you for the warning, and again, once again, Merry Christmas. Thank you.
You too.
All right. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Good morning, Zeb.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Dan? Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I got a little story to tell you about a Christmas thing that happened to me while I was in the U.S. Coast Guard. I wasn't home for this particular Christmas. We were in the yard.
Turn that radio up out there, Steve.
And we had some Navy guys come over. And, we extended, from our command extended to have a couple of Navy guys come over and have Christmas dinner with the Coasties. And one thing that really struck me was after the meal was over, the Navy guys were saying, "Hey, how do we get in this outfit? Your food is really good." So there you go. So have a happy New Year, Merry Christmas, all that, and all your family have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you in the next year.
I hope so. Thank you. God bless you. Merry, Merry Christmas. Thank you very much.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Well, George, we're getting kind of a split decision here as to whether the Navy food's good or bad or better than anybody else's.
Yeah, you going to believe me or you're lying eyes?
Yeah, there you go. I got a story I want to put on here about, it's called the Christmas Orange. Have you ever heard this, Santana? I think you're going to like this one, okay? Jake lived in an orphanage with 9 other young boys. In the wintertime, it seemed that any extra money went for coal to heat the old building. At Christmas, the building always seemed a little warmer and the food a little more plentiful. But more than this, Christmas meant an orange. At Christmas, each child received an orange. It was the only time of the year such a rare treat was provided, and each boy at the orphanage, like no other thing that they ever possessed, they coveted those oranges. Each boy would save his orange for several days, admiring it, feeling it, loving it, and contemplating the moment he would sit down and eat it. Some even saved theirs until New Year's, just to remind them of the joy of Christmas. This particular Christmas day, Jake had broken the orphanage rules by starting a fight. The orphanage mother took Jake's orange away from him as punishment for breaking the rules. Jake spent Christmas Day feeling very empty and all alone. Nighttime came and Jake could not sleep. Silently he sobbed and cried because this year he would not have his orange to savor with the other boys. All of a sudden, a soft hand placed on Jake's shoulder startled him, and an object was quickly shoved into his hands. The child then disappeared in the dark to leave Jake alone. As he looked closely, Jake discovered that the object placed in his hands was a strange-looking orange. An orange made from segments of 9 other oranges. 9 highly prized oranges that had to be eaten that Christmas night, instead of saved, admired, and cherished until a later date. Each boy in the orphanage had given just 1 orange section so that Jake could enjoy his Christmas. this year, may the orange remind us of all the unselfish love taught to us by our Savior Jesus, that we may share with each other.
That's an awesome story, Zeb. And also, as a child growing up at Christmas time, an orange was very special, and that's about the only time we got was at Christmas time.
I was listening the other day, and I want to comment on this a little bit. I was listening to country traditions with some of the older country entertainers, some of the ones that date back to the Hank Williams and Ernest Tubb era, and those that are still alive. And they were talking about sometimes when they were growing up, they were so dirt poor. They didn't have anything, maybe living in the hills of Tennessee or Kentucky or whatever, before their careers propelled them to be great entertainers. And each and every one of them mentioned that an orange at Christmas time was something so special.
It was, Zeb, and our family was dirt poor growing up, and it made us, my brothers and sisters, what we are today, but anything we got back in, we cherished. You didn't go to the store and buy it.
Right.
Usually made it something that was given from within.
Oh, absolutely. There was a lot of love.
Yes.
A lot of love. What about you, Santana? What's your favorite part of Christmas, real quick?
Well, I just want to say real quick, that is such an amazing story. It's just a reminder that, God wants us to love everybody, regardless of who they are and what they do. And I think it's really important this time of the year to just love everybody. There's so many people who aren't nearly as blessed as others, and even me, I'm very blessed. Even though I've spent Christmases away from home, I am still so blessed. And I think it's really, really important to reach out a hand to anybody in need.
And I thank you for that, because we have kind of the generational gap here sometimes. Mm-hmm. You're probably not more than, 23 at the most?
I'm 20.
20! My goodness, I'm sorry, I probably offended you. And then
No.
George's face is going to be put up on Mount Rushmore next month. Anyway, but the two different age gaps here, but Christmas, I don't think it ever changes. Mm-hmm. The giving is more fun than the receiving, by far.
Oh, yes, of course.
That man that's sitting next to you, your grandpa, he and I'm not going to elaborate, but we really enjoy, and I think this year we had more fun than ever in giving. Wasn't that a great day?
Yes. And, Donna and I, we don't, I guess, do much with the family. We give them all a little something. But all of our family is blessed, and so Donna and I would take our time and we spend it to people that we can really, really help.
Absolutely.
And that's my Christmas.
Absolutely. I'm going to ask old Doug to get on the microphone here for a few minutes, and right after I do this good word for your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers, holy cow, they've got all your snow tires. They've got all the different tread designs. They've got the studded snow tires. They got the tire wheels. They've got all snow tires, and they've got, of course, all the chains. They're not going to let you get stuck. You get down there and check it out at your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. The best in brake service. Boy, they've got the best brake service anywhere, anytime, with the brake industry's best warranty. Front end alignment, shocks and struts, along with all your batteries. You stop in and see today. Lane and Rupert, Dave on Blue Lakes and Twin, Mike and Buell, Mike and Jerome, the Twist family in Paul, John on Pole Line in Twin Falls, and Randy on Overland and Burley. Your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers, wishing you a Merry Christmas. Hello, Doug Martin. How are you?
Hello, Zeb.
What's going on?
Oh, not much. I just brought your Christmas present that I forgot.
Oh, what was that? A great big plunger.
It's a redneck cup holder.
Redneck cup holder. I am going to treasure this. And what's the reason for having that on that end? Tell me about that.
It's a cup holder.
Oh, it goes
out
in the ground.
The yard.
I see, out in the yard. Oh.
And then
inside the actual black plastic of the...
You pop that up.
You pop that, and that is a cup holder.
You put a few cubes of ice in there.
Yeah.
Keeps your beverage cold until it's gone.
Doug Martin, I am going to treasure this. And I've got a good friend of mine, Dave Zanino, over north of Rupert, north of Paul, and I'll bet you he's going to drive all the way over here later on today to see my redneck cup holder. He wants to be the first to try it.
Well, he can, and he can also stop by my shop. I have some there. So.
I love this. This is really great. I'm going to leave that right there next to me. God bless you and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, tell me real quick. I've got just a little time here before we have to go to the news. Your favorite part of Christmas, Doug, what is it? Very favorite part.
Celebrating Jesus' birth.
There you go. Thank you.
And being with family.
And by the way, how's your dad?
He's doing great.
Good.
Doing great.
Wish him a very Merry Christmas.
I will.
And by the way, I knew it. The minute you walked in, somebody else took George's microphone. George went and got a plate of food faster than my dog can run out the back door. Holy smokes.
I didn't know I left anything out there.
Okay. Doug, God bless you for coming by.
God bless you.
I love that. I'm going to keep that and treasure that. Thanks so much. Call her real fast. I've only got 30 seconds left. Go ahead.
I just called in to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I want you to know, I think it's going to be you and George both on Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
You both got big hearts, and you've earned the spot.
Jerry, thank you so much. God bless you. I got to run to the news, but Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, and have a great one.
Oh, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our Christmas program. It's an open house right here at Zeb at the Ranch, and we're very blessed to have a lot of nice, dear friends stop by this morning. And we're going to have a lot more next hour, so stay tuned. Zeb at the Ranch and Old Wheels over at the main studios has, of course, some Christmas songs. He's going to lead us up to the news. So go ahead, Wheels, if you would, please. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Zeb at the Ranch. I'm Zeb Bell with our major sponsor, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers, all 7 locations. And, of course, our great friends at Western Waste Services.
From the canyons of the Snake River and all across southern Idaho, we're always at your disposal. Western Waste Services, we care about our community, our resources, and embraces. Western Waste Services is lending a hand, always at your disposal.
Western Waste Services, always at your disposal, and this is a really unique gift idea for Christmas. You still have time today to give them a call at 734-6969 and maybe pay for the trash pickup for your relatives, your aunts and uncles, grandma and grandpa, whatever, mom and dad. What a great gift-giving idea for Christmas. At Western Waste Services, always at your disposal. Call them at 734-6969. Really nice people. Talking about nice people, I also want to mention our dear friend, Joel Heward, and his family and his staff over at Hanson Mortuary, 710 6th Street in Rupert. And the number to call, 436-5636. They are so community-oriented, and they are always there when you need them to serve you with the highest ethical standards with unquestioned integrity. They wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a blessed 2016. Hanson Mortuary, 436-5636. I've got a dear friend in the studio right now, and I want to say good morning to the one, the only car buff that knows all about fixing them up and putting them in a show and winning first prize. Jimmy Flowers, how are you?
I'm fine, Zeb. Merry Christmas to you.
Man alive, I love this time of the year.
Oh, isn't it great?
Oh, Jimmy, I'll tell you, you and Frida have been so supportive of all of our events, and you were over last week at the Denny's Old Fashioned Christmas. What did you think about that, by the way?
I think that was just great. The folks there were so nice, and even the staff was like they went above and beyond their normal niceness.
You know, and the food is phenomenal.
Oh, it is. It's good food, and a lot of it.
Yeah, and the high school carolers.
Yes.
And Ken Mort.
Yes.
And then we had Santa Claus.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and the Santa Claus, you knew, of course, I don't know if you heard this story, but he was scheduled for a mall opening down in Jacksonville, Florida, and he changed his plans and rerouted his reindeer and came to Denny's last week.
Well, that was sweet of him. It's hate for him to miss that warm weather, though.
You know, Santa Claus had something. He had to take his sleigh into the shop. Did you hear about that?
No, did he have a wreck or something?
No, he didn't have a wreck, but Santa's putting on a little weight, so he had to have overload shocks put on the sleigh.
He's always been rather rotund.
This one in particular.
I agree.
I hope he's a good sport.
I have a question for you.
What's that, Jimmy?
I heard you say something about wilting flowers.
Yeah.
Does this flowers fit in that category?
No, not that. Not the last name.
I know.
You know, what's your favorite part of Christmas, Jimmy?
Mostly the attitude that other folks seem to have this time of year, that a lot of them change their normal unpleasantness to try to be nicer and get along with people.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, there's a few that hang on to their rotten ways, but most people, I think, still get the whole idea behind the season.
You know, that's a really good thing to say. I don't think I've had that said to me about the change in people's attitudes, but it's really true. The other day at Denny's, of course, that one waitress walked up to George, and he had his, his Navy cap on, that he was a veteran, and she just brought tears to all of her eyes when she said to George, "Thank you for my freedom." It is an attitude.
Yes.
And a good attitude.
And it's nice that some people acknowledge that.
Absolutely.
Instead of taking it for granted all the time.
All right, real quick, Jimmy, you and I both like to eat. We sit across from each other at Lunch Bunch. What's your favorite meal or whatever it is to eat at Christmas time?
Anything to do with eggnog and cinnamon rolls.
Eggnog and cinnamon rolls. Well, you got the cinnamon rolls out here.
I already had one. It was delicious.
They're good. And the eggnog. You know what I said a little bit earlier about going to a party. Drink all the eggnog you can because it's only once a year.
You know, I like to make eggnog cookies and eggnog pie.
Oh, eggnog cookies?
Oh, yeah.
You're kidding me.
No.
I got to have one.
Oh, I would have brought you one, except you said you didn't like frosting on cookies.
Well, I'm not a real big frosting lover, but I love, the eggnog cookies and the plain sugar cookies and that type of thing.
There's an eggnog pie that's pretty good.
Oh, well, then why aren't you home making it for me?
Well, I didn't know you wanted one. Or I did bring you a little something.
Oh, God bless you. I think I know what it is. Okay.
I'll bet you don't.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to extend to you and your lovely wife, Frida, Merry Christmas.
Right back at you, buddy. Right back at you.
Appreciate you. Thanks, Jimmy. I got to get some good words in here. I want to remind everybody about Christmas wishes right now from our dear friends at the Goody Shop. Oh, my goodness sakes, yes. They're located at 133 West Main. Take care, Jim. And the number to call is 647-0106. Don't forget, if you're having a hard time figuring out what to give your boss or your coworkers, how about a great big basket full of cookies and fruit from the Goody Shop in Burley, wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas, along with Magic Valley Irrigation at 44 East, 500 South of Burley. Number to call, 678-3101. Jeff and the whole crew wishing you at Magic Valley Irrigation Merry Christmas. And our friend Kay and the whole crew at the Minnecasia Chamber of Commerce, 1177 7th Street in Hayburn. And, of course, they've got a great visitor center, and what a gift shop. Still time to get in there at the Minnecasia Chamber of Commerce. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. Calls are welcome, 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. Wheels, I want to ask you a question over there real quick. Did you get a special gift that I sent over to you, Scotty, and Gina?
I'm not sure. I'd have to check on that, but I hope that we did.
Well, they were cinnamon rolls. Did you not get them?
Oh, I did see them. They are in the cat studio next to Scotty. So.
Oh, no, that's not right. You know Scotty and how he'll pilfer everything that's to eat. Go and grab one, my friend.
I will do that when I get off the microphone.
All right. Do we have a call?
We do. I have Keith Ramsey on the phone for you. He wanted to sing his song that he was going to do, and then Bert Stevens will be calling in a little bit after, so in that way they can both sing the next song.
I don't think it's Bert Stevenson. I think it's Rob Newman, isn't it?
Oh, Rob Newman, yes.
Right.
I apologize.
All right, well, I want to say good morning to a very dear friend of mine, and it's not ever Christmas on the Zeb at the Ranch program without having him sing, and that is, of course, my dear friend back in Illinois right now, Keith Ramsey. Good morning and Merry Christmas.
Yes,
Good morning, Zeb and Deanne, and all the people there in the Mini-Casual land. It's great to hear from you and to hear your voice, and especially to be on your Christmas program today.
Well, you know, I miss you. Normally you come in and you sit at my desk over to my left, and then we give a long cord microphone, and you sing various Christmas carols during the course of our show. And I called Keith here about 2 weeks ago, and I asked him if he'd still be a part of my Christmas program, and he said absolutely. So, Keith, I'm going to turn it over to you right now, and you can give us a Christmas carol long distance from Illinois.
Thank you, Zeb. I have done this for a number of years on Zeb's show, and I know what Zeb Bell's favorite Christmas song is, and therefore I will sing. I'm dreaming tonight of a place I love even more than I usually do. And although I know it's a long road back, I promise you I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe with presents on the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love lights gleam. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams.
That is my favorite Christmas song. And I got to be honest with you, Keith, I'm not going to play John Wayne with you. It brought tears to my eyes because it brings back an awful lot of good memories. Tell everybody, please, what you are doing in Illinois, spending now, what is this, the second Christmas away, isn't it?
Actually, it's the first Christmas away. My wife and I left southern Idaho in March of this year to serve an LDS mission in the historic town of Nauvoo, Illinois. And each day we dress in pioneer costume, and we are one of 25 sites, and we tell historic stories of the saints as they came and lived through the time of history from 1839 to 1846 in Nauvoo, Illinois. And we love to do it. We are in the Family Living Center today. I have just started the fire in the bustle oven so we can cook homemade bread. I wish all of you could come and join us.
Oh, boy, does that sound good. Now, let's set this up a little bit. We're going to try something that's never been done, I think, on the radio before. We're going to have Keith Ramsey, 1,700 miles away in Illinois, and I believe we're going to have Rob Newman right in the Burley area, and you're going to sing a duet. Keith, I'll let you set it up. Go ahead.
Yes, very good. Well, I hope Rob is on the other phone. Can I hear you, Rob? Right here. Very good. Give us a pitch, and we are going to sing Oh Holy Night. Ready? Very good. Oh Holy Night, the stars are brightly shining. It is a night of the dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of weary world rejoices, for yonder break on new and glorious morn. On your knees, for hear the angel voices, for night divine, oh night when Christ was born.
I really thank you. And that has to be extremely difficult to try to get with a delay, maybe on the telephone and everything. Excellent, and thank you, and God's blessings to locally in Burley. Rob Newman, thank you so much, and Keith Ramsey back in Illinois, thank you, and the very best of Christmas wishes.
Two of my favorite friends on the radio. I don't know what more I could have for a Christmas present.
Oh, that's wonderful.
One more thing that I would like to share with you, Rob, and with Seb, and also the Mini-Cassia area. As a little Christmas present to yourself, when you turn your computer on, in the search bar, type "A Savior is Born" and watch the two little videos that are there. It's a hashtag "A Savior is Born," and there's two little 2-minute videos there that will really bring the real Christ-centered spirit of Christmas into your home.
All right. Thank you again. God's blessings to both of you for being on the air this morning, and Merry, Merry Christmas. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Zeb. You and Deanna have a wonderful Christmas.
God bless. Thank you. Wouldn't be Christmas without having Keith sing, and along with Rob Newman. And you know what, folks, honestly, can you imagine with the delay sometimes on a phone line, and then also 1,700 miles apart, that's pretty hard to do. So I give them both great big thank yous for being on the program. I'm going to read a poem in a minute called "I'm Spending Christmas with Jesus This Year," and we're going to do that in just a moment. Stand by. Right now, I want to remind you about Let's Ride. They're located at 270 Highway 24 between Rupert and the World. Man, I'll tell you what, they've got all the snow machines. They've got all the equipment. They've got all the clothing. This is where the fun is sold. There's still time for you to get in there and check out the snowmobile clothes and all the goggles and the gloves and everything you need, along with, don't forget, they've got all the four-wheelers and the snow plows to go on those four-wheelers. Could have used one here this morning, believe me. Let's Ride, Highway 24 between Rupert and the World. Yep, where the fun is sold. Also, don't forget our dear friends wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas. Cameron and Siemens Insurance, Highway 24 in Rupert. When you think about life insurance, health insurance, retirement planning, and employee benefits, don't ever forget our dear friends, always dedicated to your needs, Cameron and Siemens Insurance. Highway 24 in Rupert, the number to call, 436-4424. George, pick up that microphone for just a quick second. Every year on this program, I have read various poems, and many by request, over and over every year. This next poem that I'm going to read the author is unknown, but it's called "I'm Spending Christmas with Jesus This Year." I think you remember me doing this in the past, don't you?
I do, and Zeb, that's very special. We've had a couple of deaths in the family. They're going to be spending Christmas with Jesus this year, so it's very appropriate.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I see the countless Christmas trees around the world below, with tiny lights like heaven's stars reflecting on the snow. The sight is so spectacular. Please wipe away that tear, for I'm spending Christmas with Jesus Christ this year. I hear the many Christmas songs that people hold so dear, but the sounds of music can't compare with the Christmas choir up here. For I have no words to tell you the joy their voices bring, for it is beyond description to hear an angel sing. I can't tell you of the splendor or the peace here in this place. Can you just imagine Christmas with our Savior face to face? I'll ask Him to light your spirit as I tell Him of your love. So then pray on for another as you lift your eyes above. Please let your hearts be joyful and let your spirit sing, for I'm spending Christmas in heaven and I'm walking with the King. I love that poem.
I do too, Zeb. And, this time of year, as you take Thanksgiving, Christmas especially, when we lose loved ones, there's that empty spot at the table, and it just brings it all right back. It's tough.
Absolutely. I know that My family's basically all gone back in Wisconsin, and all you have is the memories of Christmases gone by and family members and everything, and it kind of makes the old eyes sweat just a little bit, doesn't it?
It does. You kind of remember the stuff that might have teed you off back then, but you kind of miss it now.
Oh, boy, do I ever. I really do. Some of the things that, my parents were German, and we had to toe the line, man. I'll tell you what, we had to toe the line, and a lot of things that they forced us to do, my sister and I, and we go, oh, come on. I miss them. I really do.
Would that be nice if you had to do that again?
Oh, boy.
They was here to make you do it?
You're not kidding.
Yeah.
I miss that part of Christmas. I really do. Who else is out there in the other room? Do we have anybody here besides Santana? Who's out there?
Your bride.
My lovely bride.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd like to see if you couldn't coerce her into coming in here and saying something. Would you try that for me?
I sure will.
Watch out, you get a black eye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I also want to mention, please give us a call if you have Christmas wishes. We'd love to hear from you if you would. And the number to call, 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. Give us a call. Red's Trading Post, 203 5th Avenue South in Twin Falls. Ryan and the rest of the crew wish to you and yours a very, very Merry Christmas. And, of course, they've got all the firearms from Browning, Beretta, Weatherby, Ruger, Benelli, Smith & Wesson, Winchester, and all the ammunition and the accessories. And, oh, by the way, too, for the reloaders, they've got the hard-to-find powder, too. Since 1936 in historic Old Town Twin Falls, Red's Trading Post, serving you. You stop in and see them today. Merry Christmas. All right, how about you folks giving me a call? 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. Get on that microphone right over there, Deanne. We'll just pick that one up real quick. This is a rare occurrence right here because she is extremely shy, but she also has a very pretty voice, and I really can't say enough to my lovely bride of 44 years for doing another exceptional job on Christmas. Merry Christmas, sweetheart.
Merry Christmas, Sam.
Now, you made a lot of goodies out in the other room, didn't you?
And people better come over and eat them.
Yeah.
If not, I'll have to eat them all.
Yeah, or I can't.
No, you're on a diet.
Yeah.
So I have to.
I'm on a seafood diet, and I'm afraid if I see it, I'm going to eat it, so I got to be really careful. Of course, you got George here. He's the Hoover vacuum cleaner of the former Navy retired, so he can help. He can help. And do you want to wish anybody or everybody a Merry Christmas?
I just want to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas. Be careful out there if you're driving this morning. The roads don't look good, but please come to the Bell household and have goodies. Please.
Save me a cinnamon roll, would you? I just had a little bitty chunk of one.
Yes, sir. I'll get one for you.
Hold on. This might be, put the ear sets on for a minute. This might be for you. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Thank you.
How you doing, Dad? This is Tiltman's son calling to wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Well, that is really nice of you, and right back at you. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
You too. Take care.
God bless. Thank you so much. Thank you. Santana, have you got a minute just to get on the phone here with me, or on the microphone, I should say? Tell us a little bit about what's going to happen now over the next couple of days. You're going to be up here enjoying Christmas, and then you said, I think, on January 5th, you have to leave for a deployment. And you're going to an area that I was at about 10 years ago, and that's Rota, Spain. Tell us a little bit about that. I got to turn your mic on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm actually not going to be deploying then. I deploy a little bit later. We don't have an exact date. That's kind of how they do it here. However, I actually was in Rota, Spain the last time, and it's a beautiful place. A lot of opportunities to go out and see the community. And as I told you earlier, we got to go out and renovate a monastery, and we helped clean it up, and it was just probably one of the most beautiful things I got to see there. It was just amazing. And
there's a lot of history over there.
Oh, yeah.
A lot with Columbus and everything else, yeah.
Yeah, and there's beautiful art stores. I actually bought a ton of canvas art. It's just so beautiful. And they have original prints of the comic books and stuff on canvas. So I got my brother some of those, and they loved them. They're like, this is so awesome because, boys love comic books.
The Navy, the United States Navy plays a big part in the security of those countries over in that area, doesn't it?
Yes. However, in Out there in Rota, they do have their own military who covers most of the security, but there are sometimes opportunities for our MAs to go out there and work as well, and in many other foreign countries also.
Now, if you're standing at the beach at the resort I stayed in, which was right down on the very southern bottom in Rota, and you look off to your left, you actually can see the coast of Africa, can't you? You say yes.
Yes.
Yes, you can. But it was amazing at night when we were over there, all the troop transports and the boats and the ships and everything. It's an amazingly busy area out there.
Yes, it is. And that's another thing I got to experience. Being in the Seabees, we don't really ever go on ships. And we do have U.S. ships out there. We have a port. And I actually got to go in and take a tour of the ship. And it was just so amazing to be out there on it and to experience that, because my only experience was boot camp, and that wasn't really a real ship. So it's pretty cool to go out there and see how the Navy works, like the fleet rates work, and see the other side of the Navy that I don't really see.
Yeah, well, you mentioned earlier that, and it was interesting to me, everybody thinks of the Navy that everybody's always on the water. Well, that's not the way it is.
Definitely not. And we have many rates that aren't on the water, and I mean, we're like ground, boots on ground kind of thing, and then we've got our, what we call our fleet rates, and those are the ones that are out at sea. However, fleet rates can still be attached to SCBs and the SEALs and all that stuff. But personally, for me, it's an amazing experience being able to be on the ground. I think that if I had to be in a ship for 6 months, I don't think I could handle it. But being on the ground and seeing other cultures and being around people and, as we call it, winning hearts and minds, it's just an amazing thing.
You know, now personally, I'll say this. I used to swim competitively when I was in high school and college, and I love the water as long as I can see the bottom of the pool. And I'm not trying to be funny. The water, the ocean scares me, and I don't know if I can handle being on a ship at sea.
Oh, I completely agree. There's something about it. I'm not afraid of water. I'm afraid of what's in it. So,
yeah, there you go.
Not being able to see, very far, some water in Mississippi, with the oil spills and stuff, it's still pretty dirty, and going out there, it can be scary sometimes because you could be knee deep and you can't see your feet.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know if there's a crab that's going to pinch me down there or something, and so sometimes that can be a little scary.
But don't you think that a lot of people like me have the misconception that if you belong in the Navy, then you're naturally going to be aboard a ship?
Yes, and a lot of people say that. When I tell people that I'm a Seabee and that I've never been on a ship before, for deployment, they kind of look at me funny, and I'm just we do everything. We're sea, land, and air. We've got people who work on aircrafts as well, and the Navy is not just water.
There are, and I want to ask you this before you leave here this morning, but there's a lot of employment abilities and jobs open after you leave the Navy thanks to what your service was, right?
Yes, definitely. With me being a construction electrician, I'll have many, many opportunities to go out. I'm actually going to work on getting some college to get my master's electrician's license so that when I get out I can actually work. And, many people come in and they end up with a job that it's not easy to transfer out of the Navy and adapt to the civilian world, whereas as construction workers, for a lot of Seabees, is pretty easy because we can either go into security, because we do deal with weapons and everything like that and searches, or we can go into construction work. And it's pretty awesome to know that I picked a job that I'm going to be able to do my whole life if I choose to.
I'm not trying to pry into your personal life as far as what you want to do and why you're doing it now in the Navy with the electricity. What was that just fell, George? Something fell down. I didn't see what it was. I guess not. Why being an electrician? What appealed you about it, being involved with electricity? It scares me.
Well, I actually, in high school, was part of the Green Energy Technology Academy, and in that, we worked with generators, and we also worked with solar power. We worked with alternative energy.
I see.
And so I got to build a wind turbine, and I built a solar-powered boat that I raced in the Smud Solar Regatta.
Wait a minute, whoa. You built a boat?
Yes.
How big a boat?
It was 20 feet long and about 2 feet wide, so it was
and
one person.
And it was solar-powered?
Yes, it was solar and battery-powered.
How fast would it go?
Mine, I don't know how fast I was going, but I was definitely faster than any of the other boats out there.
So you won?
Yes.
There we go to that competitiveness.
We won 2 years in a row.
Really?
Yes.
You're interesting, and I wish you the very, very best.
Thank you.
God bless you and Merry Christmas. And this man that's sitting next to you is one of my dearest friends, and his wife, Donna, that's at home, I think, this morning. You're just going to have a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. George, I'm proud of her like you are, for heaven's sakes.
Yes, I am, Zeb. And thank you for letting my little girl shine. It's just very proud of her.
Oh, quit those bubbling up with your eyes, Santa Claus. Come on, what's the matter with you? It's Christmas.
Very proud of her.
You should be, by golly. George, to you and Donna, thank you for all that you do during the course of the year. You're always involved in something, and we really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Zeb. And I'd like to thank everybody that supported me throughout the year and wish them all a very Merry Christmas.
There you go. I got to pay some bills, and then I'm going to do a poem that you remember. I don't know if Santana's ever heard it, but it's called The Legend of the Little Donkey. We're going to do that in just a minute. Don't forget all the Santa specials on your furniture, at Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More. Oh, my goodness, Santa stopped in early, and believe me, he left some super buys on sofas and bunk beds and recliners and chairs and kitchen sets, occasional tables. Oh, my goodness, you better stop in there today. Treat yourself to a great Christmas present at Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More at 459 Overland and Burley. They're waiting with all their Santa specials for you. I'm going to do this right now. I got to take a little drink of water. Old Wheels over at our main studio, we sent over about a half dozen cinnamon rolls for him and Scotty and Gina. By the way, Wheels, did you get your cinnamon roll or not?
I did, sir.
You mean to tell me old Scotty hadn't scarfed them all up yet?
No, luckily he did not. So I went in and I took my hands and I just dug in and got me one.
Atta boy. All right, Wheels. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Thank you.
You too, sir.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I've had the honor, and I mean that, of doing this poem for about the last 4 or 5 years on my program, and it's called The Legend of the Little Donkey. There are many Christmas legends, and this is one of them, about the little donkey Mary rode to Bethlehem. In his haste to start their journey, Joseph bought what he could find, and he led it from the market, never knowing it was blind. As they had traveled all the morning and the sun had risen high, Joseph said that they should rest beneath the trees nearby. He dropped the rope the donkey wore and lifted Mary down, but the little donkey stumbled on a rock upon the ground. And Joseph, looking closer, passed his hand before the eyes of the frightened little donkey, but his heart could not despise the animal's infirmity, remembering that he, at steady gait, had borne the weight of Mary patiently. He gently took the donkey's rope and led him 'neath the shade, where Mary sat upon a little blanket she had made. She softly whispered to him, and he seemed to understand, and he edged a little closer as he nibbled at her hand. And the small one never faltered through each long and weary mile, and Joseph led him carefully, for Mary was with child. And he held his head up proudly with frequent joyous sighs, for his heart saw what he could not with his sightless little eyes. And drawing near the city, a weary Joseph found no room except a stable on the outskirts of the town. So they shared it with the oxen and made a bed of hay, so Mary and her newborn child could rest throughout the day. And the little donkey stood against the old rough stable wall, contented just to listen to angels' songs and all. When suddenly about him there appeared a wondrous light that fell across his rough-hewn brown coat and blazed across the night. And raising up his blessed hand, the child smiled tenderly, and the little donkey staggered back, amazed, for he could see. There are many Christmas legends and this is one of them. They say it really happened long ago in Bethlehem. The Legend of the Little Donkey. Thank you very much. And right now in the studio, pick up a mic, each of you. I got to say hello to some dear, dear friends that are here this morning. And my goodness, he and doesn't have his pink cap on, but he's got his Santa Claus hat on and his purple bandana. Hello, Dave McKinley. How are you?
I'm just right, Zeb.
God bless you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, man.
Who is this teenage girl sitting next to you over here? Hello, Lee McKinley.
I picked her up out in the snowdrift.
In the snowdrift. I'll tell you what, and been married how many years?
Hey, you don't want to know, do you?
Yeah, I do. You're probably pretty close to mine. How
56
many? 56?
Yeah.
We're at 44.
Well, we're way older than you guys.
Well, not really. You look like you just stepped out of high school.
Well, teenage wedding, you know.
Yeah. Merry Christmas to you folks. You got all the kids coming home?
We're not. We were going to go to Spokane to our oldest son's house, Jed and Debbie, because their whole family's coming home, but we just don't think we better risk these storms that are everywhere.
You know, now this is really interesting because the so-called weather aficionados told us about 2-3 months ago that we were going to be lucky if we had any moisture at all here in southern Idaho because of the El Nino, this, that, and the other. That El Nino has caused me a few problems the last couple of days. I'm not good on snow and ice.
Yes, I bet you have had some troubles traveling.
I have, and just walking out to the barn to do chores is not a fun experience for me.
Ooh, yeah.
But how are the kids?
I think they're all doing really well.
Good. Now tell us about all the names of your kids and where they're at.
Okay, well, Jed is our oldest, and his wife is Debbie. They're in Spokane.
And he is a veterinarian.
Yes, he's
and a darn good equine vet.
Oh, yes, he's an equine vet.
And I really value his opinion on things. As a matter of fact, he's done me a couple of favors, and I really appreciate it.
Well, great.
And then who's number 2?
That would be Mark.
Mark, the old bareback rider.
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy.
Well, they're both bareback.
That's right, but I'll tell you what, they're both darn good kids, too. I'm pretty proud of both of them. He's down, he moved out of Arizona, didn't he?
Actually, his family's still in Arizona, and he's there now.
I see.
But he's been working in North Dakota in the oil field.
Oh, my, where it's nice and warm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Loving it.
What did he say about North Dakota, honestly? And try to keep it as clean as you can.
You know, he's keeping busy back there. Yeah.
What does he do back there?
I'm not sure.
He's kind of a jack of all trades.
I see.
He started as a truck driver, and now he's in the supervisory
Well, now he had a sandwich shop that he owned down in Arizona for a long time, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a Papa Kelsey's.
Yeah. And so now he's back in North Dakota. That's got to be tough. Is he coming home for Christmas?
I think he's home right now.
Oh,
yeah.
Good.
He gets to come home every few weeks.
Oh, good.
For a few days, so that's good.
You know, I got to stop right there because how long ago was it we celebrated your birthday, old man?
Last
April.
Spring.
It was last spring, and it was a surprise birthday party, wasn't it?
Oh, man.
You were out fishing. You didn't know a doggone thing about what was going on.
I'll tell you what, they blew me away on that deal.
Well,
they just totally blew me away. I had no idea.
Well, it was such a treat to be invited to that. And then we were driving in. You had it at the new fire station at Kimberly, and they got a wonderful meeting room there. And we were driving in the driveway, and there was a guy walking ahead of our vehicle into the back of the building, and I didn't even have to see his face. It was old buddy Mark. You can tell by the way he wore his hat and the way his Wranglers, and he was walking in the door.
Yeah.
I just love your kids. They're just excellent. What about the other daughters?
Well, next we have Matt.
Oh, I forgot Matt.
Matt, yeah.
The big guy. He's grown.
He's a weightlifter guy.
Oh, my goodness.
Bodybuilder, I guess that's what he is.
What does he do?
He is a physician's assistant in Pocatello.
Really?
With an orthopedic doc. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
He really enjoys it.
And
they do hips and knees.
I'll tell you what, I'm in need of all of the above, shoulders, everything. But
go over and at least consult
Yeah, I'll get a hold of him.
Consultate.
Darn right. But I didn't recognize him. I knew Jed, I knew Mark, and then all of a
he
sudden,
didn't rodeo.
I know, but I've seen him growing up, for heaven's sakes. And at your birthday party, this great big guy put a hand on my shoulder. It felt like I was with the gentle giant, and I looked up at him. I had no clue how big he was then. He's really changed a lot, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about your daughter?
Okay, Kara and her husband Jared and their 4 children live next door to us.
Oh, my.
So that's a real blessing. We usually bring some
Does
of
he
her
go over
kids.
and steal cookies and cake and sugar all the time? Or?
No, they come to our house.
To your house. Okay.
That's what
you
grandparents
probably know
are for.
Jared.
Yes.
Jared and,
yes. Wonderful people.
Eye doctor.
Yeah.
Wonderful people. And as a matter of fact, I just talked to Gary on the phone the other day, as a matter of fact.
good.
Yeah, they're wonderful people.
They were great people to work for.
Absolutely. Well, now, what are you doing in your fun times, the golden years, my dear friend Dave? What are you up to?
Well, since Lee retired, I'm just, basically trying to keep out of her way.
Oh, boy, you haven't done a very good job of that.
I still go to work every day.
In an appraisal business, right?
Yes.
Yes. And you've got some really nice people that work with you, too.
Yeah.
Nice people.
Yeah. I do.
Yeah, his partner's the one
we've
that threw the
been
birthday
blessed.
party.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
His partner.
Now, what are you doing with him underfoot?
Well, I can't forget our youngest daughter.
I
Laura.
forgot one, didn't I? I forgot
And
one.
Jake rodeo too. Her husband, he was a bulldogger.
Right.
And they live up in Arco, and they have 4 kids too.
Oh, I
So-
bet it's cold up there.
Yeah, it is.
Did they get a lot of snow so far?
They have had a lot of snow.
Have they?
They're very thankful for it.
Well,
Because
that's one
they're-
thing you can depend on in Arco. The wind is going to blow.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been doing some volunteer work, and I got my sewing machine out again.
Really?
I've been using my sewing machine, and
Well, you're
Love
just
my
like my
garden.
wife. My wife has got so many projects that she's involved in, from all the crocheting and the knitting and everything else. And she drives me nuts because we'll see an exciting football game like when Beckham had that one-handed catch for the Giants on
Yeah.
TV. I'll say, "Did you see that?" And she's sitting there with the knitting needles going, "No, I didn't see that." But God bless you both for coming out and sharing
Merry
our Christmas with us.
to you and your wonderful wife and your
Thanks.
2
Thanks,
wonderful
yeah.
kids.
I appreciate
Have
it.
you said
For all
much
you
about
do.
your kids on the air this morning?
No, I haven't had a
Let's-
chance
let's
to.
hear about 'em.
Well, Toby's got 3 boys, and
Great.
Jacob and Jackson and Dawson. And then, of course, Jake has got 2 boys. We've got all grandsons.
Oh.
And he's got Austin and Max.
And they,
I'm worried about Max. I am. Max is going to be, I think, a humans demolition expert.
Uh-oh.
That kid can start across the floor. He's coming to, and I'll guarantee he's got that kind of a John Wayne swagger. He's a big boy for his age.
cool.
And it's kind of like, get out of my way, I'm coming through.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, remember the movie Mad Max? Remember that? That's kind of what his
Ooh,
personality is.
go, Max.
Yeah, look out, Max. But they're all doing good, and of course Jake's a fireman up there in Boise,
Great.
and
For
you
the
worry,
city
you
of
worry.
Boise?
Yes, he's in Boise,
Uh-huh.
and really got into the horse business. Hated horses all through high school and college, and now all of a sudden he's roping 5 nights out of 7.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good
that's
for
something.
him.
Yeah, his wife just really likes it.
Oh, good. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, right.
Like most wives.
Yeah, like most wives. Well, listen, please, when you say hello to your children, tell them that Deanna and I wish them the best.
We will, Zap.
Man, I had such a wonderful time at the old Pink Caps birthday party and visiting with them and everything. That was a blessing.
That was a fun
Well,
time.
thanks a million
Thanks.
for coming, and
Yeah.
thanks for all you do for the community and the whole world.
You're welcome, my dear friend.
It means a lot.
Well, thank
I
you.
listen all the time.
And Dave, as big as you are, and strong, husky guy, you wear any doggone color you want to, okay?
I will, dude.
Okay, I love that. All right.
Hey, I'm still trying to find that pink cap.
You know,
it's got to be somewhere.
I feel really bad about that. The story on the pink cap is, folks, and what was it? It was back in about 1984 or something like that?
83, I
83,
think.
Up at Bozeman, Montana, and I believe it was Mark that had qualified that year, wasn't it, for the college national finals? Both of them, Jed and Mark.
Yeah.
And Dave McKinley was up there with his lovely wife, the whole family. And Dave and I have had a chance over the many years to kind of poke fun at one another. So I just went out and bought him a pink CNFR, College National Finals cap. And I'm hurt, Dave, that you lost that cap. I really am. My feelings are hurt.
It's probably in a box.
It's in a box someplace? Okay. God bless you, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I got to pay some bills, so thank you one and all. I appreciate it. We're going to have the weather forecast right now. Thank you very much to Dave and Lee McKinley for being out here. And the weather brought to you this hour by Mountain Transmissions. You know, Dave, I like the way you jingle when you walk. And Mountain Transmissions, with our dear friend Rick and the crew over there, they can take care of all your transmission problems, whether it's repairs, rebuilds, clutch repair specialists, you better believe it, all makes and models. And they've got a transmission tune-up special right now for just $89.95. They're located at 504 East Main in Burley, and the number to call is 678-9110. Here now, Gina with the weather.
Here's your weather as we move one day closer into Christmas Eve. Of course, Zeb at the Ranch, and we do have a winter weather advisory in effect through 11 o'clock tonight. If you're thinking about driving somewhere, please be careful. Extremely windy conditions. Gusts possible 50 to 60 miles an hour. Looking at possible more snow in the forecast as well. Partly cloudy, high of 28, tonight low of 20. Tomorrow, 1 to 3 inches of snow is expected. Winds will be dying down. Expect a high of 30 with an overnight low of 18. Christmas Day, cloudy skies, slight chance of snow showers, high of 23 with an overnight low of 12. And then for Saturday, cloudy skies and 16. Yesterday's high was 34, and the overnight low was 29. That's your weather for Zeb at the Ranch.
Gina does a great job on that weather. Thank you so much. George, you're still eating, for heaven's sakes. Now what have you got? Mountain Transmissions bringing you the weather this hour, and they're located at 504 East Main in Burley, 678-9110. And they wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas. I'm going to have you pick that microphone up for a minute. I'll bet you that, what have you got planned for the next couple of days with your granddaughter here? Is he's got his mouth full of sausage and cheese and crackers? There you go, George.
We're just going to, she's got a lot of relatives that she's going to be bouncing around to see and what have you. So we're just going to be there to support wherever we can.
I'm going to ask you a question, and if you win this contest, I'm going to buy you another breakfast at Denny's. Can you do this? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Can you name, this is an easy one for someone as old and wise as you, can you name the 8 reindeer plus Rudolph?
No.
Well, thank you, George, for being so helpful on our contest here this morning. You can't name any of them?
No, because, see, when I was growing up, the only time I ever got to see the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in that cartoon, what have you, was after I was married. Growing up, we never had a television. All those Christmas programs had, and we never seen them.
So you mean to tell me that you never knew about Dasher?
No.
You never knew about Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen?
Nope.
And you never knew about Comet, Cupid, and Donner?
Nope.
And you never knew about Blitzen and Rudolph?
No.
George, I'm surprised you grew up to be so well adjusted as you are.
Yeah, the first time I seen television, I went home just before I went in the Navy, and my parents had TV sitting on the counter. That's the first time. That was in 1963.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't have to pick up a TV or turn on a TV to learn about the reindeer. Why didn't you read some books growing up instead of all those crazy things that you got in trouble with?
I learned to run real fast.
Okay. I'd love to have some calls. We got about 6 or 7 minutes left in this hour, so give us your Merry Christmas wishes, if you would, right here on Zeb at the Ranch. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Good morning. You have two very special people to me, both George and Santana. Santana is my daughter. And I am grateful and thankful that she was able to come up here, and I wish her a happy Merry Christmas. And just to let everybody know, it's not just Santana, it's having all of my children home that I am grateful for.
Well, now, just a minute, Mom. We have your daughter right here on the microphone, and I'll let you kind of gush back and forth. Santana, that was nice of your mother to call.
Yes, it was. Thank you, Mom. And hi, Mom. I'm so happy to be home, and definitely very happy to have all my siblings home and meet my other siblings. So it's amazing to be home.
Well, I want to thank you for calling and wishing everybody a Merry Christmas. And tell us, this is going to be probably one of the most special Christmases you've ever had, right?
It is. Just having all of my kids home is making it just the most wonderful thing in the world. My son just graduated from college, and he came home. And our other daughter is here with us, and she takes care of our business. And then to have Santana come home was just a blessing.
Now,
and we're just so proud of all of them.
What college did your son just graduate from?
He just graduated from ISU.
Well, very good, and you've got so many reasons to be very happy and thankful at this Christmas time. And God bless you, and may I extend from our house to yours a very Merry Christmas.
Oh, God bless you too, Zeb, and you and your wife to have a very Merry Christmas as well.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you very much. Your mother sounds really young on the telephone. My goodness sakes. You two are just a couple of teenagers, for heaven's sakes. Now, who have we got here? We've got Kate. Come on over here, young man. Now, what is your name?
Jake.
Jake what?
Cameron.
Are you related to a lady that might run as a director of the Mini-Cassia Chamber of Commerce?
Yes.
How old are you?
5.
5 years old. Now tell me this, Jake. I've got a boy named Jake too. What do you want for Christmas?
A skateboard.
Now, are you pretty good on a skateboard?
I don't know.
Oh, you have never tried one? Are you ready to crash and burn?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. What else do you want for Christmas?
A remote control car.
A remote control car? Okay. Now, have you been a good boy?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because.
Oh, because you're telling the story, right? Okay. Well, now, who's that little girl over there? Is that your sister?
Yes.
What's her name?
Ava.
Ava. Can we get her over here?
Yeah.
Okay, Jake, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, too.
Oh, you're a good boy. Did you get your mom and dad a present?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, you still got about 24 hours to shop, okay?
Okay.
Okay, buddy. All right, let's get Ava over here. Hello, Kay Cameron. She's not going to come on. Kay, take that microphone right there. My goodness sakes, we're neighbors, and we never really get to see each other.
That is true. I always go the other direction.
By the way, how is the other direction this morning? I heard the roads aren't that good.
They're pretty snow-covered, and the north-south road was pretty drifted, actually.
Really?
Out here.
I've got about 2 minutes before the news. Tell us your Christmases growing up. What's your favorite part of Christmas?
Oh, I think just spending time with the family. We always get together on Christmas Eve and just have dinner, and I think just being together as a family is probably my most favorite thing.
Wow. And how many children do you have? 2?
2.
Now, this is interesting because Ava, I can remember when she was born.
Yes.
And my goodness, how old is she now?
She is 7.
I'm getting old. Ava, I can remember when your mommy was carrying you over at the Chamber of Commerce office. My goodness, have you turned into a pretty young lady. And are you all ready for Christmas?
Pretty much. We've got a few more presents to wrap, and that's about it. We're just going to enjoy it.
Chill it. I don't blame me at all. What about the chamber office? Is it open or closed?
It's open today, and tomorrow will be open till, I think, 12 or 1 o'clock.
And you've got a great gift department there.
Yes, lots of nice Idaho gifts.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming by.
Yeah, it's a
now,
pleasure.
Grab some of the goodies out there.
We will.
Okay. Kay Cameron from the Mini-Cassia Chamber of Commerce, and you've been listening to Zeb at the Ranch for this hour. Make sure you're hearing everything. Contact Mount Harrison Audiology for a hearing screening. Call 312-0957. And they wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas. We're going to be back in about 6 minutes. Don't go away. Merry Christmas. Oh, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Welcome back to Zeb at the Ranch with our major sponsor, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers, all 7 locations. And, of course, some of our great advertisers, including Western Way Services, always at your disposal, 734-6969. Okay, my buddy Jake, my new best friend, we're going to sing Jingle Bells. Are you ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jake, you're a hero. Thank you. God bless you. Isn't that great? Everybody give him a round of applause. Jake Cameron, I'll tell you what. High five, man. High five. Hurry up. Come over here. Give me a high five. There you go. I tell you what. Thank you so much. Kay, anything special going on at your house for the Christmas holidays? Have you got special big dinners for the whole family or anything?
Not at my house. We're just going to hang out, and Christmas morning we'll have breakfast. I think my parents might show up to see what Santa brought, and we're just going to hang out.
How are your parents doing?
They're doing well.
I haven't seen them for a long time.
They're doing well.
Really? What's Dad doing now that he doesn't have to make sure the state's running correctly?
Well, he's a full-time grandpa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is a job. How many grandkids altogether in the family now? We're counting 30, 35, 40.
No, there's
okay.
2, 4, 11.
11. And ages
and one
range?
On the way.
And one on the way. What do the ages range from?
18 to...
Oh, wow.
Well, Tyler's...
18 to 2.
18 to 3, and then and one on the way.
Wow.
So.
Well, wish them a Merry Christmas for me.
I will.
And you're kind of like... There you go, another one on the way, right, Jake?
2 on the way.
2 on the way. All right, man. I'll tell you what. It takes a while for you to get uncorked, but boy, you let it flow after that, don't you? I appreciate that. Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming down.
Well, it's always a pleasure to be here, and I want to just wish all the listeners a very Merry Christmas, and I hope everybody is safe. I know there's snow expected, so travel safe as you're out and about.
And cold.
Yeah. But enjoy your families this time of year.
Absolutely. By the way, while I've got you here, and we're not going to have a chamber report on Thursday, anything coming up right after the Christmas holidays that you want to mention real quick that we need to be aware of?
Not right after the holidays that I can think of. There's probably community events. Check our community calendar so you can see what's going on in the community. Our next big chamber function doesn't happen till the end of January. So we've got chamber leadership coming up. If anybody's interested in participating in that will start the 3rd week of January. But
lovely Kay Cameron and her 2 children, Jake and Ava. Got it right that time, didn't I? And thanks for coming down.
Yes, have a very Merry Christmas.
God bless you. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm blessed with all the great people that are coming in here to say hello this morning, and we wish them all a very Merry Christmas. Calls are welcome at 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. Want to remind you, a great place to go eat, the Chadwick Sports Grill, 139 West Main in Burley. Every day they've got a certain special. Every day they've got great menu choices. Every day they have super nice people working there at the Chadwick Sports Grill, 139 West Main in Burley. You stop in and see them today. Also, we have a segment on Thursdays that we're not going to have this week due to the fact that we're going to be off tomorrow for Christmas. And we want to remind everybody that it is a Cassia County School Days sponsored by A Child's World at 1308 Overland in Burley, and 25% off on winter clothes and 25% off on toys and games, puzzles and books, and also they gift wrap everything free, and they're ready to serve you. Caller, I'll be right there. And don't forget, too, the other sponsor is Ambulatory Surgery Center at 1344 Highland Avenue in Burley. Number to call and save money on your outpatient surgeries, 677-8888. 677-8888. And that's Ambulatory Surgery Center and A Child's World, bringing you School Days in Cassia County. Good morning, caller, and Merry Christmas. You're on the air.
Hello, Zeb. I'm just calling to wish your wife and yourself a Merry Christmas.
Well, who is this?
I'm the one that usually tries to draw the better side of you.
Well,
I don't get it done, but
There is no better side of me, but you are absolutely excellent, Paul, at drawing those cartoons of the various things that happen on the radio and then also at Lunch Bunch. And to you and your lovely wife, Merry Christmas right back at you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and have a Merry Christmas.
Oh, God bless you, my dear friend. Thank you so much. That's really great. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Bye.
Oh, we've got time. Deanne, you want to bring in some people from the other room? That we've got some time right now, and we've got more guests that have come to visit us this morning. So if she's got the radio on in the other room and she can hear me, maybe we can bring somebody else in to visit. And we still have time for you to give us a call at 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. Give me a call. I hear Kiltman. Come on in here, Kiltman.
I'm not here.
Yeah, you are. How are you, my friend? That microphone right there. Take that and get real close to it. Hello, Kiltman. Merry Christmas.
Good morning, Ornery.
No, speak up. Speak up. You talk a lot louder than that on the radio and on the telephone. How come you're off work today?
Because I asked for it off.
Good for you. You needed the time. Who is this gentleman right here?
My dad, Paul May.
Paul May. God bless you. Merry Christmas.
Clayton, Idaho.
Where there's no snow and no cold.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you have him get over there on that other mic and we'll visit a little bit. They're down here to spend Christmas with you?
They're making the rounds for the Christmas holidays.
Making the rounds, huh?
Yeah, you go all the way down to Utah. So,
how many children are in your family?
We have 13 children.
13 children?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness sakes.
And 52 grandchildren.
Oh, Paul, you have been a very busy man, haven't you?
Well, we have enjoyed life immensely.
Well, now, you live up at Clayton, and tell everybody, you've got kind of a unique situation up there. You own an inn up there, don't you?
Yeah, it's a bed and breakfast operation. It was an old cattle property is what it was, and we took the old farmstead, the old ranch headquarters, and turned it into it's a family reunion center. And then in the house we have 3 rooms in the house that we have their own bathrooms and so forth, and so it's available for bed and breakfast when it's off season for family reunions.
Wow. And tell us a little bit about the location. Whereabouts are you located up there?
Well, we're halfway between Stanley and Chalice, just off the Salmon River, and so that's where we are. We're in a little valley there. It's interesting because I was raised over in Paul, and I'm used to this wind that comes in this part of the world, 364 days a year.
He would have loved being here on Sunday, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it doesn't boil Southern Idaho.
The only time we get wind up there is when there's a storm front going through, and of course everybody gets it when that happens. But the rest of the time it's quite calm, and so the snow just stacks up on the fence posts, instead of being blown into the road and those kinds of things. We've been there. This is our 19th winter, and we've never been snowed in.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's it like up there now compared to what it is here? Is it pretty comparable as far as the weather and the cold?
Yes, it's it's interesting because we watch the temperature on the on the news, on the weather reports, and we're colder than they are here. But again, it's not because you don't get the wind.
Yeah.
You can dress.
Yeah.
We actually made an addition onto our house one winter, and we started on the 4th of January, and we worked most of the time. I think 4 days we missed because there was weather, snow, and so forth. And
really
slick.
Now, since you've been up there, and what's been the funniest experience that has maybe happened with the wildlife or anything else?
I'll tell you a funny experience. The wildlife was an interesting thing. There was a guy that was going home from a bar one night. Okay?
Oh, here we go. I love these kind of stories.
In Clayton. And we had some fishermen there, so it was in March, cold, ice along the river and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And these fellows had stayed there with us, and they went down to fish early in the morning, and they came back up, and they said, there's a pickup in the river up here.
Oh, my.
And so we went up there, and we went back up there, and there was the guy that owned the pickup was sitting in the cab of the pickup, and it was headed upriver. The river in that time of year is pretty low, so there's not a lot of water, but the water was coming up over the hood of his car, his pickup, and under his armpits. And he's sitting there in the pickup, and and so they get the fire people to come and try to rescue the fellow, and he reaches down on the floor and pulls out a can of beer and takes it up and pops the lid on it and sits there and drinks his beer, and he waves at people because the motion of the river going around him, he thought he was still driving.
Oh, my goodness sakes. So he thought he was moving.
Yeah, he thought he was moving.
What you're trying to tell me is maybe he had a little bit too much to drink.
We think maybe. The last time anybody remembered him was when he left the bar at 2 o'clock in the morning.
And he was in the water that long?
Yeah, well, we don't know how long he was in the water.
My goodness, you'd have thought he froze to death.
He actually was in there another 2 hours before we finally got him out. The rescue people came and got him and put him in a helicopter and flew him off to Boise.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. You know, he probably thought he was making good time, but he really wasn't going anywhere.
Right. He's getting good gas mileage, I know that.
So tell us about Christmases up there. How do you like spending Christmas up at Clayton?
Well, it's interesting. We don't normally spend Christmas up there because we go to where our families are.
Well, sure, make them foot the bill, for heaven's
right.
sakes.
I mean, to go down, they've got food, they've got a bed.
It's about time they reciprocated, you bet.
Trying to get my grocery money back.
There you go. But now, 13 kids, that must have been one heck of a gathering for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We've had occasions where we've had family reunions up there, and the last one we had was, a year and a half ago?
Really?
Yeah. And they didn't all come, of course, but we had about 72 or 73 of them that came, so it was a pretty good event.
My goodness sakes. Now, this is your lovely wife.
That's her, and she's really the one that gets all the credit, not me.
And I've talked to her on the telephone a couple of times, too. Now I can put a face with the name, and thank you for coming over. Yes, you know me. That's right.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, of all your children and all the memories and everything, do you have any special memory of the kids at Christmas time? 13 of them, you ought to have some memories.
Well, I guess there's one that we recall every once in a while is after we lived out in Utah for a while, and one of our Christmases, my father gave us a big Dutch oven for Christmas. And it was sitting by the Christmas tree, and one of our little boys, who then was about 2, crawled in and sat in the Dutch oven. And so we have a picture of Andrew sitting in the Dutch oven at Christmas time.
Really?
So that's one of those little things.
Navajos came to visit.
Oh, yes. I'm going to let my wife talk to you about that. Would you be interested in hearing about the Navajos?
Absolutely. She can sit down right there in that chair. Kilt Man, while you have just a moment, we're kind of playing musical chairs here. Tell us about what it was like growing up at Christmas time in a family that big.
I don't.
His mother just jabbed him and said, "Watch it."
I don't remember we ever had a bad Christmas. We always had a good Christmas and that. My favorite Christmas though was one year. My father-in-law or my grandfather had a cabin up in Island Park. And so Dad and we hauled a piano in October, I think it was, earlier that year, and we spent Christmas at the cabin.
I see.
Up there. Well, Christmas Eve, it was one of those heavy snowfalls. Everything was coming down beautifully, just straight down, great big flakes.
Right.
And it was dark, and it's a big A-frame, and we're all standing around the piano, and we're singing carols and stuff like that. And you look out into the light, just the dim light, and there was a mother moose and her calf that had come up to the windows and was watching us out there in the snow as we were singing. And when we got done singing, they just disappeared into the dark.
Really?
Really? One of the things that I remember the most.
Now, introduce your mother.
This is my mom, Sharon May.
Yes. Sharon, God bless. Get real close to that microphone. How are you this morning?
Beautiful, tiny, gorgeous figure. You're right.
You're absolutely right. Honest to goodness, when you walked through the door, I was going to say, get the autograph book. Here comes movie star right now.
Oh, word.
How are you?
I'm just fine, Zeb.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Same to you, sir.
I'll bet that you, moms always have a special little thought about Christmas time and everything. My mother is gone, but I used to call her, and I remember sitting on the living room floor with my sister and my mom every year at Christmas time, and we used to, and I've still got the sore fingers to prove it, we used to put on the what do I want to say, not the twine, but the thread, cranberries and popcorn. We used to string that for our Christmas tree. Did you have any special things you did at Christmas time with your family?
No, That was back in the old days when we started raising our children. When you had tinsel.
Yeah. Oh yes.
And
we
it
did
took
that
forever to hang the tinsel.
Yeah.
No, there are lots of. Christmas has always been really special to this old heart.
Yeah.
And now that we're just two old coots living in a place up on the river, we don't do anything Christmassy up there.
Really?
We leave and we make the journey. I can't remember what we call it. A pilgrimage.
There you go.
To visit as many of our kids as we can at Christmas time, because we know that their homes will be festive and full of love and happiness and stuff.
I like that.
Can I tell you the one? I don't know if I would say it's funny, but one Christmas, we generally, even though we had the large family, we often took in exchange students or like. At one time, we took in a Vietnamese family, but anyway, we took in a little Navajo girl from the reservation.
I see.
For the school year.
Oh.
She'd go back to her family in the summertime, but she had only been there for a few months. Well, it was the day before Christmas, and not the night before Christmas. Anyway, we had somebody come to the door at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, my.
And ask for her. And she was delighted. It was her uncle.
Oh, my.
And she came, so we went back to bed. She soon came in and said, "Can my family come in and stay the night?" And we said, "Certainly." So we went out to meet them, and it was her aunt and her uncle and her grandparents and her parents and her aunt and uncle had 5 children.
Did you expect the whole tribe?
No, we had no idea. That is tradition in the native lands. If you go to visit your loved ones and you take your family, then you take. And I've noticed that they do it in the Polynesian culture too.
Oh my.
Culture, if you want to go visit, you go visit, and they take care of you. And when they come visit you, you take care of them, and that became a tradition in our home. And they brought us gifts. They brought us things that I have never seen or eaten in my like a sheep's head. And
oh boy,
things I know. But that happened several Christmases, and it just became part of our life.
Well, how many people did they bring, by the way?
There were about 15 that year, and the next year we took our children to Disneyland for Christmas, if you remember, Jeff. We left the day after, and our neighbor who had our girl's sister said, "Don't you ever do that again." The family came back, but there were 32 of them that time.
32?
And they played host. Yeah, we went and bought gifts for them because they had nothing.
No.
They came with nothing.
No, we didn't go buy gifts.
What did we? Okay, now we got a little.
The first Christmas we went and bought gifts for each one of the children. Oh yes, we did.
No, because we sat up half the night. You and I and Teresa and Dad went through the presents under the tree, took them from what was for us, and rewrapped them and retagged them for them.
Oh my goodness!
That might have been. We bought a doll for each girl and a car for.
That's
anyway. They really enriched our Christmas.
Do you still hear from the family?
Oh, do we hear? We have.
They're still coming back, huh?
No, yeah, we now have great grandchildren who are Navajo, who were grandma and grandpa.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Deanne, I can't read lips. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. We need to get him in here. Yeah, okay.
Oh, my.
Yeah, we're going to have
the pastor's here.
Oh,
we need to leave.
No, that's fine. I want to wish you and your husband and your entire family a very Merry Christmas. And I want to tell you this, and I'm not saying this just to be nice. I'm being very honest. Jeff and Lori mean an awful lot to us, and we're just honored and very blessed to have them be our neighbors.
We've enjoyed our friendship with you. We really do.
They've expressed that to us, and we're grateful for you, too.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
God bless you. Thank you for coming up. Now go get the goodies. Okay, thank you.
First thing in the
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the May family is here visiting with us, and we're very blessed to have them. And pick up a microphone there. My goodness, it's kind of a revolving door. Hello, Fish and Game.
How you doing, Zeb?
How's my dear friend?
Grand. Things are going good.
Kelton match. My goodness, who's this short kid with you?
This I call him the baby.
The baby?
He's my baby. He's a freshman that stands 6'1", so
is he the baseball player?
Nope, he's the baseball players in college. This is the trapper hunter,
the Jeremiah Johnson.
Jeremiah Johnson type right here.
Okay, you're not letting any bears chase you in the cabin, are you? Okay. Hey, man, how's everything going?
Things are grand. Just we wanted to stop out here and say hi. I brought you a calendar, fishing game calendar.
Oh, this is 2 times in a row now. The fishing game has brought me a gift.
Well, I'm trying to get, I'm trying to repent of all my grievous sins of the years past from not,
which there have been many. And by the way, there's a man standing behind you that can take care of the forgiveness.
Well,
factor.
good. We need men like that. We need men like that. And so,
hey, we're getting a lot of snow.
We are, and it's awesome for the water. I'm excited for the water. It does make me concerned for our deer and for the wildlife out there. But the deer were in pretty good shape, and fawn numbers were a little bit down on our counts. This year was only about 65-70% fawns, and like last year was around 85. And so we'll have to see what the rest of the winter holds out. If we get snow and it warms back up and melts, that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
But it can pack as deep as it wants in that high country. But down here in the lower stuff, this foothills is where it's rough on our wildlife.
I tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to have Pastor give us a little story about the Christmas story, the birth of Jesus.
That's awesome.
And then wrapping up the program, if you're still here, fine. If you're going down the road, be listening, because I'm going to do the old Cowboys Last Christmas poem.
Hey, we'll be excited to hear that.
Okay.
I just want to stop and wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Dropped off the calendars. We're headed over to Burley in those areas to drop off some more of those sportsman's calendars. So if you're looking for that last cheap Christmas gift, you can just pick one up for free. But
Kelton, honest to goodness, I thank you so much for all the years that you've been coming over and helping us on behalf of the fishing game, and to you and your family, Merry Christmas.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate that, and wish you a Merry Christmas, too, and everybody out there.
By the way, what's your son's name?
Carson.
This is Carson.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about you. By the way, Carson, do me a favor this next spring and summer. Keep the matches away from your dad so he doesn't burn down any more trees. Would you do that for me?
This is the match. He was on the torch.
I was the one that started it all.
God bless you. Thanks for coming.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Appreciate it. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Real quick, I got about 2 minutes left in this segment. Go ahead.
Good morning. I just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone listening, and hope they remember the reason for the season. And I've enjoyed your program thus far this day.
Well, thank you, Lorna.
Hopefully you'll be home for a while so I can stop by.
We're going to be here up until about 1 o'clock, and then both Deanna and I have got to go visit the doctor's office, of all things, before Christmas. But I know that we're going to be here all day tomorrow, and I want to wish you and all your family, everybody, a very Merry Christmas. Thank you so much.
And the same to you and everybody.
God bless you, Lorna. Thank you. You're a dear friend. Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
All right. Take care.
You too.
All righty. We're going to, at this time, send it back over to our main studios for our break at the bottom of the hour, and then we're going to be back with Pastor Poster. That made a lot of high marks with me and him, Pastor Roger Settlemeyer, and we're going to have him on the air giving us the Christmas story. And then, as everybody always calls for, the poem called The Cowboys' Last Christmas. We're going to be talking about that. So we'll send it back over to our main studios. Merry Christmas. We'll be right back.
Good morning. It is now time for funeral announcements brought to you by Rasmussen Funeral Home, 1350 East 16th Street in Burley, a family serving families. The funeral for Sharon Ray Jones, a 73-year-old Burley resident, will be held at 11 a.m. on Monday, December 28th at Rasmussen Funeral Home in Burley, where friends and family may call from 5 until 7 p.m. Sunday and from 10 until 10:45 Monday. Burial will be in the Pleasant View Cemetery in Burley. The funeral for Oline War, a 73-year-old Malta resident, will be held at 11 a.m. Monday, December 28th at the Malta LDS Church at 280 North 1st Street West, with Bishop Richard Hall officiating. Burial will be in the Valley View Cemetery in Malta. Friends may call from 5 until 7 p.m. Sunday at Rasmussen Funeral Home and from 10 until 10:45 Monday, preceding the service at the church. Segundo Cruz Sanchez, a 79-year-old Rupert resident, passed away Wednesday, December 16th at his home. Funeral services will be held at 11 a.m. this morning at the St. Nicholas Catholic Church in Rupert. Viewing will be held 1 hour prior to the service at the church. Services are under the direction of Joel Heward, Hanson Mortuary. Virginia Lee Newcomb, an 81-year-old Rupert resident, passed away Friday, December 18th at her home. Funeral services will be held at 2 p.m. this afternoon at the Rupert United Methodist Church, with a private family viewing to be held. Services will conclude with burial in the Rupert Cemetery under the direction of Joel Heward, Hanson Mortuary. Mitzi Lee Brooks, a 58-year-old Burley resident, passed away Friday, October 23rd at home. Memorial services will be held at 12 p.m. Saturday, January 9th at the Burley Masonic Lodge at 1519 Overland Avenue in Burley. Memorial services are under the direction of Joel Heward, Hanson Mortuary. Richard Dick Eugene Russell, an 82-year-old Rupert resident, passed away Sunday, December 20th at his home. Arrangements are pending under the direction of Joel Heward, Hanson Mortuary. This concludes funeral announcements for today, brought to you by Rasmussen Funeral Home, 1350 East 16th Street in Burley, a family serving families.
I have a story to tell. It's the most important story of my life because it's about the love of my life, my husband. I'll tell you about the time he returned a hero and brought other soldiers back as well. I'll tell you about a man who brought honor to a nation and pride to our family. And while I'm telling you this, I'll show you his medals and the flag that I now hold to my heart, and pictures of him with our kids and grandkids. I do this not only to respect my husband's memory, but so that others remember their own time with him. And I do this for myself, because his funeral is for me, too. This is a day we'll always remember for a life worth celebrating.
Rasmussen Funeral Home in Burley can provide that meaningful funeral for you and your family. Rasmussen Funeral Home, a family serving families. Located at 1350 East 16th Street in Burley. Let them help you celebrate the life of your loved one.
And now back to Zeb at the Ranch on AM 1230 KBAR. To reach Zeb, call 436-2244 or toll free 1-866-927-4587. And now, here is Zeb.
Oh, thank you very much, and welcome back to our last half hour, and it doesn't seem like we have time enough. And I'm very blessed to have with me in the studio Pastor Roger Settlemyer from the Emmanuel Lutheran Church in Twin Falls. And I asked him out here especially to do the Christmas story from St. Luke. If you would, please, Roger, pull that microphone over to you real close. I'll turn it up nice and loud, and good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Zeb.
I need you real like you're going to kiss your love. Just move that mic over, if you can, a little bit closer. Alrighty. And these are really directional. There you go. Thank you for coming out and braving the elements, by the way.
Oh, just glad to come out, and not much different than North Dakota in the winter, you know.
Oh, how do people live there? You've got family back there.
Yeah,
oh,
we've got
goodness.
And my son-in-law's moving from Alaska to North Dakota.
Have you sat down and had a heart-to-heart with him?
Actually, he's from Fargo, so
I spent 3 weeks there one night.
Did you?
Not my favorite place, by the way. You know, this is a great time of the year, and I just get all bubbled up and teary-eyed over Christmas. I love every minute of it, but the real reason for the season, the birth of Jesus Christ, and that's why I wanted you out here this morning. Go ahead.
So, from the Gospel of St. Luke, the 2nd chapter, "And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was the first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling cloths, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. And it came to pass, as the angels were gone away from them into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, Let us now go even unto Bethlehem, and see this thing which is come to pass, which the Lord has made known unto us. And they came with haste, and found Mary and Joseph and the babe lying in a manger. And when they had seen it, they made known abroad the saying which was told them concerning this child. And all they that heard it wondered at those things which were told them by the shepherds. But Mary kept all these things, and pondered them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things they had heard and seen, as it was told unto them.
The birth of Jesus. And unfortunately, we've really got away in some respects in our society, in the world's culture, etc., got away from the real meaning of Christmas, haven't we?
Yes, we sure have. Yeah.
What can we do, in your opinion, to try to relight or reignite the fire that we used to have at Christmas time, and the nativity scenes, and the church services, and the family gatherings? Is there any way we can bring it back? One of my slogans on this program is, the way things were are the way things ought to be, and I still maintain that's the truth.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the only way you can do it is just to continue to tell the Christmas story and to tell about Jesus. And that's the only way to change people's hearts. That's the only way to make any difference. But, when Jesus was born, there was no room for them in the inn. And it's really that way today in our society. There's no room for Jesus.
Yeah. And it's getting worse, too, isn't it, with political correctness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And as a pastor, I really enjoy your sermons. I really enjoy the services. I really enjoy being a part of your church. But you always have a kind of a sly sense of humor, and I'm sure you have something that might be a little interesting that's happened to you as a pastor at Christmas time that maybe you could share with us.
Interesting things that have happened.
Funny stories.
Yes,
that happened to ministers. Anything in particular?
Boy, there's just
besides
nothing.
being a Cub fan.
Yeah. Always hoping and waiting for next year. Gosh, I'm just trying to think real quick, Zeb, and of something strange or something interesting that happened at Christmas, and I can't think of anything just
really?
off the top of my head. No, I probably should read my mother-in-law's book.
Yeah, and I understand she's got a book coming out soon.
Yeah, she was a pastor's wife for 30 years.
Oh my goodness! And, some of the things she could tell, right?
Yep. She has written a book called A Peek into the Parsonage.
There you go.
And there's all kinds of anecdotes and nice stories in there about things that happen in a pastor's family that most people don't know.
Now, you grew up in Arizona, right?
Correct.
And did you notice a distinct difference in how Christmas may be celebrated there in a warmer climate as compared to up here?
Yeah, we usually played golf.
You played golf now anyway. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, my first hole-in-one came a day after Christmas.
Really?
And, playing golf with my dad. So,
any special family traditions that might be a little unique in your family?
The only thing was we always went to my uncle's house for Christmas. My grandparents would come down from Phoenix, and my uncle lived in Tucson. And the whole family had left Chicago together. My grandparents, my dad, and my uncle, and we all left Chicago and moved to Arizona pretty much together.
Now, what part of Arizona?
My grandparents were in Phoenix, and then we were in Tucson.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Down there where it gets really hot.
Yeah.
What about the summers down there?
I didn't mind it. When you grow up, 115 degrees didn't bother me, and I really love the weather here because my wife grew up in Canada, And she was born in Burley, but grew up in Canada, where her dad was a pastor.
Did she say that quite a bit?
No, she doesn't say it at all.
All right.
But we lived for 5 years in Canada.
Really?
And that's what happens when you talk about something for Christmas. I always prayed for snow. And so my first call was to western North Dakota, and then a little town outside of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and then Fargo.
The snow.
I got the snow.
You know, Fargo, honest to goodness, I landed there one time on a connection flight, and it was right after Christmas. And we had taken off from Minneapolis, St. Paul, and had to land at Fargo. I would not recommend that in the wintertime for anybody. We got stranded there overnight, and that has got to be one of the coldest places on earth.
It's cold.
It's cold.
It is.
I want you to stick around, and I've got a poem that I think you'll enjoy, The Last Christmas Ride, and we're going to have that on the air here pretty quick, and I'd just like to have you listen to it if you would.
I will be glad to do that.
Pastor, thank you for coming out and giving us the real reason for the season. I appreciate that.
Glad to be here, Zeb.
Now
Thanks.
go get some food.
I will do that.
All right. Thank you very much. We're going to go ahead and have the weather forecast real quick, and the weather is brought to you this hour by Scarrows Meats, and they're located at, of course, 331 North Road, Jerome. The number to call, 324-7657. They've got the harvest bundle of beef, pork, chicken, everything. 32 pounds of meat for just $79 plus tax. So don't forget that, the harvest bundle at Scarrows Meats. Here's Gina with the weather.
Here's your weather as we move one day closer into Christmas Eve.
I wasn't sure if you
Zeb at the Ranch, and we do have a winter weather advisory in effect through 11 o'clock tonight. If you're thinking about driving somewhere,
what's your name?
Be careful. Extremely windy conditions.
This is Alyssa's.
Gusts possible,
and this is your
60
lovely
miles an hour.
Oh,
Looking at possible more snow in the forecast. Well, partly cloudy, high of 28 tonight, low of 20 tomorrow. 1 to 3 inches of snow is expected with movie shine down. Expect a high of 30 with an overnight low of 18. Christmas Day, cloudy skies, slight chance of snow showers, high of 23 with an overnight low of 12. And then for Saturday, cloudy skies and 16. Yesterday's high was 34 and the overnight low was 29. That's your weather for Zeb at the Ranch.
Oh, thank you very much, Gina. I appreciate it. And don't forget, everything is guaranteed at Scarrows Meats. 331 North Road, Jerome, 324-7657. Wheels just sent me a note, and I understand that Linda Croft's on the line. Is that right, Wheels?
Yes, sir. And you do have another caller. I don't know if you'd like to take the caller first and then Linda, or.
Oh, well, we're just going to wish Linda a very Merry Christmas. I'm running really short on time right now, and I'll get Linda on real quick, and then we'll take that other caller. So, Linda, God bless you and Merry Christmas. How are you?
Merry Christmas to you and Deanne, all of our Lunch Bunch family, and all who are listening. Thank you.
Well, I want to extend to you the very best of Merry Christmas wishes and also a very, very great 2016 Happy New Year. You are one of my favorite people.
Oh, bless you, Zeb. You too. Happy New Year, and may it have many blessings.
And by the way, for those that don't know it, Linda is one of the premier singers anywhere in the country. She's suffering from a little bit of laryngitis this morning and can't sing, but normally she's on this program singing. Heal up, get better, and God bless you, Linda. Thank you.
Thank you, Zeb.
All right, you take care.
You too.
Thank you. What a nice lady.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. Wheels, we'll take that other call real quick, and then we have another family here in the studio. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Merry Christmas to you and Deanne, and it's been a wonderful year. I enjoy Lunch Bunch. I enjoy everything that you do on the radio. You keep us well informed.
Well, you are
I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Well, you're a sweet lady.
Paul and Ellen that got me started coming to Lunch Bunch, and I am so grateful that they did that.
Well, thank you. Thank you, and the very, very happiest of Christmas times and a great New Year. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much.
You betcha. Bye-bye.
Thank you. We're going to, Ken, take that microphone right out of the holder there real fast. And we have with us Dr. History and his lovely wife, and also some of his grandkids. I'm going to let you introduce everybody to me.
Okay, I'll let them tell you their names.
All right, take care, folks. What's your name?
What's your name?
Ella.
Okay, nice to have you here. Merry Christmas.
Brock.
Brock, you look like you're a middle linebacker. You play football? Oh, okay. Tegan. Well, how old are you, Tegan? 10. Okay. I hand it back over there. You're 10 years old?
Yeah.
Have you been a good boy?
Yeah.
Are you waiting for Christmas morning?
Yeah.
I'll bet you are. What about you, Brock? What do you want for Christmas?
A remote control drone.
A what?
A drone.
You want a drone? You better keep it off my garage roof. Okay?
Okay.
All right, buddy. And what about her? What do you want for Christmas, sweetie?
I want a doll with it has a diamond on its coat. It's like a heart on its coat, and I love playing with dolls, but not like little dolls, but big dolls.
Oh my goodness! You know, you get her wound up, and she can talk your leg off.
Takes after her mother.
Who is this lovely lady sitting in the chair with her?
This is the foundation behind me.
Boy, that's true with both of us.
It's a big job.
And this lovely wife's lady's name is?
I'm Angie.
Angie, it's good to have you here.
It's nice to be here.
I have heard so many nice things about you. He has gone on and on about Angie this and Angie that, and it's nice to meet you in person.
You are very kind. It's
well,
nice
he told me, it's on a card right here. It says, please tell everybody how much. Yeah.
Right.
How do you like our show that is now heard in 110 countries?
I think it's amazing. Ken checks it a lot to see exactly where the website is going, who's watching or listening, and he checks it a lot to see where you guys are.
Now, how many children do you have in your immediate family?
We had Ken and I have 6 children.
6.
Uh-huh.
How many boys, how many girls?
We had 4 girls, 1 boy, and then 1 more girl.
I see.
And our tail end just announced she'll be 26 and just announced she's getting married.
Oh,
so
my.
Ken and I are truly empty nesters.
So, yeah, but he's got to dig out the checkbook.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 daughters.
Yeah, there you go. That's why he's been working until he's, what now, 83, Ken? Is that right?
He may feel that way, but...
Any special Christmas memories that you want to share with us real quick?
Well, you're going to think this is really worldly, but I remember when I was a senior in high school, and it was really wonderful to have your own car to drive to high school. But my parents always said, the bus is good enough. You'll be fine on the bus. And I had a part-time job, and so it was kind of trying to work out cars. So that morning we opened up our Christmas presents, and it was great. We had a wonderful Christmas, and my father was sitting in the chair that he always sat in, and next to him was a box, and he said, Angie, you forgot one of the boxes. You haven't opened this present. And I said, no, Dad, I've got them all. I've got them all. He said, no, there's one right here for you. And I said, it's not even wrapped. Are you sure it's for me? He said, it's for you. So I pulled it, I opened up the box, and it was a set of car keys.
Oh, my.
And outside was my gold Vega.
Oh, I remember them.
And he, what had happened is he was a farmer, and he had gone to buy a new pickup, and they said, by the way, we've got a sale on these cars. He said, if you want that Vega, it's yours for $4,000.
Oh, my.
And so that's one that comes to mind.
Merry Christmas. And you have a wonderful family, Ken.
I do. 13 grandkids, and we're going to marry off the youngest one here in a few months. And
empty nesters.
It's all good.
Yeah,
it's
it
great.
Is. And you do a wonderful, wonderful job on Dr. History. And I'm surprised out of the 110 countries that we're being heard in that none of them have severed relations with the United States. That's a good thing.
They haven't sent any ambassadors to shut us down.
No.
Or me.
or men dressed in black dropping out of helicopters or whatever.
Right. We're still going strong.
Yeah.
In fact, I just got an email yesterday from one of the Chinese students.
Really?
Yep. So.
In just a minute, if you go out and get Pastor Settlemyer to come in here, I'm going to dedicate a poem. And I don't know if you've heard me do this in the past, Ken, but the poem called The Last Christmas Ride. Have you ever heard that? I'm going to do that. Come on in here for a second. This is something that really means a lot to me. And I want to wish a very Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Zeb.
God bless you. This poem was something that was really interesting because I wrote this about 5 years ago and had it published. And every year at Christmas time, we do it on the show. And we do it towards the tail end of the program. And we'll do it right now this morning. The old cowboy pulled on his weathered boots and tugged at his hat. He grabbed an old, bulky grain sack and gave his horse a pat. The wind was a-howlin' and the snow was falling fast. He knew he'd better get started, 'cause this Christmas would be his last. The doctors in the city had given him all the bad news. He had the villain cancer. It was bad, according to their views. But ride he would one last time to spread some Christmas cheer. The crunch of the snow, the cold of the night, he loved this time of year. He'd leave his gifts on ranch house porches and silently retreat. And just before stepping in the saddle, he fed Old Gray a carrot to eat. 2 more ranches to spread some joy on this cold Christmas Eve. Boy, he sure was going to miss playing Santa as he wiped a tear on his sleeve. They trudged along in the winter storm when all at once a flash of light. "Whoa!" he yelled as Old Gray bogged his head and tried to run in fright. 3 angels sat on a horseback, on steeds just as white as snow. They told the old cowboy, "Follow us." He knew then it was his time to go. The old cowboy felt at ease as he touched a spur to Old Gray's flanks. "I know it, Lord. I appreciate the good times." And he closed his eyes with thanks. But lo, the angels stopped and dropped their reins and looked him in the eye. "You'll not ride with us at this time," he heard to his surprise. "Go and spread the Christmas cheer for many years to come. Good folks like you are hard to find." The old cowboy felt numb. He watched them as they rode past the star and around the Milky Way. What wonders had he seen tonight on the eve of the world's greatest day? He shifted in the saddle and suddenly realized there was no more pain. The Lord had gifted him with healing. His joyous tears fell like rain. And every Christmas Eve for years, the old cowboy would ride for others' joy and thank the Lord in heaven for sending Jesus, his wonderful little boy. Well, that's the old cowboy Christmas, Ken.
That's a great, great story. Love that.
Pastor, there you go. You can use that sometime in church. All right. You know, we're only a couple of minutes away from the end of the program, and I can't thank everybody enough for being here and celebrating, but there's one person that deserves a lot of thanks, and I want to make sure that she hears this, and that's my lovely bride. You know, we, every year at Christmas time, on this program, we make sure that we take all of our major sponsors something, and we drive all around the area and make sure that other people have cookies and cakes and different breads, etc. And Deanne does all of that. And then she put together all the food for this morning. And I just want to say that I've been blessed with the sweetest wife in the world. Deanne, if you're listening, thank you so much and Merry Christmas. Caller, you're on the air. I've only got about a minute left. Go ahead, please.
Well, good morning. I just wanted to call and wish you guys a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, and may God bless you and yours and all the listeners, and I sure appreciate what you do, Zeb. I've been waiting the whole program to hear that poem of yours. It really grabs a hold of you guys.
Well, I appreciate that, and that's been kind of a custom on our show to always end the program with that prayer. And to you and your family, a very Merry Christmas. God bless you, and thank you for your calls. Thank you. I want to say a quick reminder about our Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. Don't forget all your traction tires out here in the mud, the snow, and the ice, everything. They can cover you. They've got all the studded tires. They've got everything for you at your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. The best in brake service, the best in all the tire change you need, everything at all 7 locations, along with the front end alignments and the best in batteries. They wish you a very Merry Christmas. Lane and Rupert, Dave on Blue Lakes and Twin, Mike and Buell, Mike and Jerome, the Twist family in Paul, John on Pole Line in Twin Falls, and Randy on Overland in Burley, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. We're going to wrap it up by saying you're listening to Zeb at the Ranch. Make sure you're hearing everything. Contact Mount Harrison Audiology for a hearing screening. Call them at 312-0957. Wheels, are you over there by the microphone?
I am, sir. I was just taking care of your last call for you.
Is there another call real quick? I'll take one short call real fast if they're ready to go. All right. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. I got about 30 seconds at the most. Go ahead.
Yes, Zeb. You know how important Christmas was to you and I as children, and how important the family was, and how the impact of it was so unbelievably important, and how in some cases it's not being set down the line, so to speak, and what a shame it is. And we've got to save ourselves by saving the family, and in turn we'll save our country. And Merry Christmas.
God bless you, Randy, and to you and your family the very best of Christmas wishes. Thank you for all your calls during the course of the year. Thank you so much.
You bet.
All right, buddy. We're going to wrap it up with a little Christmas music from Wheels over at our main studio, but this will be the last program prior to Christmas from Zeb at the Ranch. And from Deanne and I, all of our sponsors and advertisers, all of our callers, everybody connected with this program, Wheels over at the main studios, we wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas with God's blessings, and we'll see you next Monday prior to New Year's with another Zeb at the Ranch. And always remember, the way things were are the way things ought to be. God bless. Merry Christmas, everybody. Wheels, take it away.